TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. If I ain't got you, ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like, baby. You don't know what it's like.
All new Renault Capture SUV for all your lives.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this afternoon's Clarksbar Junior Football Final between St. Lomans, Mullingar and Tubberclair. You're very welcome, all the viewers, live on ERV TV, and I'm delighted to be joined this afternoon by County star Kieran Martin. Kieran, you're very welcome.
Thanks a million. It's great to be here. It's hard times at the moment, but it's great to be able to play finals, and again, we're blessed with the day today. No rain. Sun is shining. Where else would you want to be?
Yeah, we had a beautiful morning here in Mullingar. It's just had to get a little bit overcast here at the moment. I hope we get out before the rain starts, maybe.
Well, that's it. There's a breeze going straight across the pitch today, so it's not really favouring any team. So it's up to the teams today to make use of it.
Yeah, and speaking of this final, it's probably one we would have thought Tubberclair were in. Lomans are a bit of a surprise package, I suppose, today.
Yeah, well, look, the Lomans have big numbers, and I suppose the fact that their team are in the senior final, it's driving the other players on. Lomans have nothing to lose today. A small bit of pressure probably on Tubberclair, but look, Tubberclair probably might have that just bit more experience behind them.
Yeah, and I suppose Lomans looking to emulate Gary Castle, who won the junior and senior in 2011. I suppose that'll be a driving factor for them as well.
Yeah, well, look, there's going to be a buzz around Lomans, the two teams in a final, and as I said, the fact that the senior team are in the final, the junior are going to push themselves that bit harder, and there's going to be a bit more of a buzz at training, a bit more of excitement, because both teams have something forward, looking forward to something at the end of it.
Yeah, and I suppose Tubberclair, after coming down from junior last year, they want to get straight back up to intermediate level. I suppose senior not that many years ago as well, and
yeah,
it's a huge day for them, Kieran.
It is, and that's why I think there might be probably a small bit of pressure on them. There's always that bit of pressure to get straight back up to the intermediate. And it's a lot harder than people think. Usually if you do get back up, you can build from there. We've seen teams that have done it and now they're up at the senior level. So if they can win today and get up intermediate, they have a good few young lads coming through. They'll help them rebuild for the next year or two, and you never know where they could be after that.
Yeah, and of course they will suggest that they probably shouldn't be junior, but you go junior for a reason, I suppose, and you know, you didn't win enough games, and that's the way it is at the moment.
It can happen any team.
Yeah,
there will be years that just things won't go your way. You'll get injuries. People might go travelling. I suppose they're probably lucky this year that the players couldn't go to America, and a lot of teams are like that for the summer. But look, when you get to a final, you never know what could happen. But as I said, you see teams that have gone down junior and they're up at senior now.
Yeah. And speaking of this year's championship, Claire, it was a very kind of shortened season, I suppose. Your opinion on that?
I think it's great. It's given every team an opportunity to get out of a group.
And it's taken away a lot of the meaningless fixtures that we've had over many years.
Yeah.
Like every game means something, of course.
Well, that's it. And even if you do lose your first game, there's still a chance that you can get through. Or like I know we had Moat and Kilbeggan. We had Tang and Kilbeggan. We lost to Tang and Tang bet Kilbeggan, and it came down to the last game between us and Kilbeggan. Whoever won that got out of the group. And we see a lot of teams that if they were playing 5 games, they mightn't get that opportunity because they mightn't have the strongest panel. But with the fact that you have only 2 group games, you might need that stronger panel to get to a quarter-final stage or a semi-final stage. And it's given everyone that chance to get to the knockouts.
Yeah, and just before we started this evening, we had an interview with both the managers here this morning. So just for a little break here, and we're going to go to the managers now. And our first manager is the St. Lomans manager. We'll be back with you very, very shortly. Thank you.
We're joined here in TG Cusick Park before today's junior football final by Mark Breslin, selected with St. Lomans. Mark, how have preparations gone for you in the lead up to the final?
Very good. Now we're got a roll there. Played these boys in the first round. They gave us a bit of a trimming, but we got their act together and got a bit of a roll against St. Joseph's and Ballinagore. And we're beat off Loan last week, so we're back here in the final and there's no pressure.
Coming in as underdogs, yeah, of course, typical St. Lomans, nice trick there already. But your lads have been training, I believe, with the senior team in the lead up to it, so that has to be a help, has to sharpen them up as well.
Oh yeah, look, there's 40 lads there training, between 30 and 40 lads training, and they're all fighting for places in the senior team, which is good. And that adds on to the junior team, because when the boys are fighting in the senior team, they're well prepared and they're going well for the juniors as well.
Look, Mark, we'll let you go back and join your team for the warm-up here. Thanks very much for joining us here before the game.
Thanks a minute.
Okay, we're now joined by the Tubberclair manager, Martin McCabe, before today's junior final here in TG Cusick Park. Martin, you've got to the final. I suppose it was probably the least you expected at the start of the year.
Well, when you're going into any competition, you have to be, there's a lot of teams in the competition, so you just still have to perform to your best, work as hard as you can, and if it's good enough to get you through the final, it's good enough to win. That's all you can do. You can't really be worried about other teams, just work on yourself.
You're back in a 2-horse race now, and have preparations gone well for you in the lead up to it?
Preparations gone very well. It's same for all other clubs. A very unusual year to be involved in football. We all started well, high intentions, and then we were all called a halt because of COVID, but our lads done great work during COVID, done a lot of work, so they came back, we did a fitness test, and a lot of them were in really, really good shape. So since COVID, we've had 30 plus of training every night, good, strong 15-a-side games, so we think we've worked really hard to get to this position. Yes.
And everyone's fit and available for you here today?
Everyone's fit and available. We had a couple of, like earlier in the year, Robbie Buckley and Lorcan Siri, and then Rory Delaney, who played all the matches, so Rory pulled a hamstring there, so he's not available. Now we have another guy involved in army work, so he's available today, that's good to have him back as well.
Okay, Mark, look, we'll let you go back to your team here in TG Cusick Park. The best of luck in today's final here.
Thank you very much, well done lads, thank you.
Yeah, and you're back here with us in TG Cusick Park for this afternoon's Clarkspur junior football final between St. Lomans, Mullingar and Tubberclair. And Kieran, both teams after warming up there, it's nearly showtime here.
Yes, down to the last few minutes, they're probably small few nerves, but it's up to the managers now just to get them ready in the final few words, and from then on it's down to the players.
Yeah, and just on it, I suppose we'll all have to give predictions, I suppose, on this one. Your prediction on this one?
I just can see Tubberclair edging out towards the end. They've probably been in situations like this before. I know they had a bad year last year, but they have a good manager in now with Martin McCabe.
Yeah.
Well experienced, has senior titles behind him, and he knows how to get the team ready for the big day.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to this. I think this could be an actual cracker of a game, because they're two very good footballing sides. Both of them play the game. There's no real defensive structures as such with this. I've seen both of them this year, and they both play that very attacking brand of football.
Yeah, and that's it. It's going to be an open game. They don't bring back numbers behind the ball, but as they have the forwards that can score. Both teams have very good, confident forwards that aren't afraid to shoot, and that's when you have the space. That's what the forwards want to do.
And that's what the forwards want to do. So we're nearly ready to go here in TEG Cusick Park here for this afternoon's Clarkspur Junior Football Final. So we're going to have our adverts first, and then we're going to transfer you over to our commentary team for this afternoon, which is Ray Gavin and Shane Donoghue. So from now on, you'll be listening to Shane. We'll be back with you at half-time, but for now, we're going to go to our adverts. Thank you very much.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park. Serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. If I ain't got you, ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like, baby. You don't know what it's like.
All new Renault Capture SUV for all your lives.
Welcome to the commentary booth here in TG Cusick Park, where for today's junior football final sponsored by Clarkspur, and I'm joined on co-commentary here today by Shane Donoghue. Shane, looking forward to a good, exciting game here today. I suppose the pressure today is probably on a little bit on Tubberclair more so than St. Lomans, but should be a close game.
Yeah, it should be a test. Ray, Tubberclair, everybody favourites coming in at the start of the championship, but you know, finals are finals. Everybody has a crack. 60 hours of football. Lomans are managed by a very shrewd man in James David. You know, he was the right-hand man for Declan Rowley and Luke Dempsey in their recent senior success. They probably spent a bit more time together recently as well, so they'll give it a right good crack. Tubberclair look casual out there. They've gone through the warm-up. There doesn't seem to be any pressure, but we're coming into the last couple of minutes now before throw-in, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, look, it's all very well for us up here in the commentary booth to say there's no pressure on teams and whatever, because there is pressure brought on by the team themselves anyway. But certainly talking to Mark Breslin earlier on, listening to his interview there, these lads have been training with the senior team for the last number of weeks, and I'm sure that'll certainly sharpen them up ready for this game.
It will, and they've brought in a few lads. I'm very sure the first round game between these two teams won't reflect on what happens today. You know, there was a heavy trouble for Lomans, but I'm sure that they weren't together at that stage. That was their first real outing after the lockdown. As you said, they've been in training with the senior squad. There's a few of the lads talking out today that have senior medals in their back pockets. They'd like to add another one. They'd like to take a big scalp here. So, yeah, the pressure's all on Tubberclair today, really.
Yeah, they dropped out at the intermediate level last year, and really, you know, I suppose that was a blow to them as a club as well. So they'll hope certainly, and you know yourself, Shane, if you can't get back up on the first attempt, it can be difficult. Then the longer the time goes on. Yeah,
and there's, you know, if you stay down a second year, there's another intermediate team dropping down, makes it that more difficult. You know, Tubberclair contested 2 intermediate finals, 2015, 2016. It's not that long ago. They were probably unlucky the second day out in that. But, you know, to drop from intermediate last year against St. Malachy's, we see Malachy's ranked Tang very close in the semi-final. So they really are intermediate pedigree and be hoping to bounce back up straight away.
Look at Shane, we have the teams to hand here for today's game, and we're going to go through them now. First of all, starting with St. Lomans. In goals, number 1 is Dan Fitzsimons. The full back line, Dara Smith wears 2, Jerry Grehan is at 3, and Senan Russell is number 4. In the half-back line, Oisin Hogan is 5, Owen O'Keefe is the centre half-back wearing number 6, and Tristan Graham completes the half-back line for St. Lomans wearing number 7. Middle of the field, Frank Kavanagh wears 8, and he's partnered by the team captain Chris Gilbert wearing number 9. In the half-hour line, Shane Boyce is at 10, David Windsor's at 11, and one change in the St. Lomans team from what was listed on the programme is number 17, Conor Cochran starts in place of James Kelly. And in the inside line for St. Lomans today, number 13 is Conan O'Hara. The full forward is David Morgan wearing 14, and completing the St. Lomans team today, number 15, Garrett Hickey. And Tubberclair line out as follows. In goals, number 1 is Kevin Fagan. The full back line, number 2, Niall Walker is at the corner back. The full back is Dylan Fagan, and Aaron Brady completes the full back line with number 4. In the half back line, Stephen Mcgonagall is 5, Cathal Toy is 6, and Daniel Salmon at 7. Middle of the field, Ronan Walker wears number 8, and Robbie Curley wears number 9. In the half hour line for Tubberclair, Sean McGrain is at 10, Alan Coffey is at 11, and Fred Kelleher is at 12. And the inside line, Oisin O'Mara is at number 13, the full forward Conor Elliott is 14, and completing the team for Tubberclair is Owen McCabe at number 15. Shane, just looking at those teams, there's a couple of very interesting names even on that Tubberclair team, men, sons of men that played previously with the club there. I see the 2 Walkers lining out there, and great to see Alan Coffey back and in form again as well.
Yeah, Ray, I think Alan Coffey is the well-known name on this Tubberclair team at the minute. It's going to be a very interesting match-up against Owen O'Keefe. There's a couple of other very interesting match-ups. You have Daniel Salmon there, wing-back, against young Shane Boyce from Lomans. A real good prospect, probably was out of football for a couple of years, is back playing again. I know where he learned his skills, and it's great to see him lining out in a junior final. And then another very, very interesting one will be the wily old Garrett Hickey in the corner versus Niall Walker. That's going to be a real interesting matchup. Hickey's extremely accurate with the ball in his hands. Walker's a tight man marker, and he will go up the pitch, and will Hickey follow him? That's the question. With some very interesting matchups. Yeah,
absolutely. Like you say, David Windsor there again on at centre half hour for St. Lomans, and another year beyond their senior team.
Yeah, it was unusual. I actually met David earlier in the year during the lockdown. He was doing a lot of running on the canal line, and thought he was lining himself up for football, and it took an effort to get him back, I think. But now he'd be glad to be lining out in a junior final, and it's probably be a bit late to stake his name for a senior run out tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, it's a big weekend for St. Lomans. Junior final here today, senior final coming up tomorrow, and I think an under-17 Shield final later on in today. So a big weekend for that club. But the men from Tubberclair will be hoping to get the weekend off, spoiling it for them anyway.
I would imagine that's their plans. It's equally big for Tubberclair. A small townsland. Everybody rallying behind their junior team today, and get them up to intermediate, get up where they belong, and they probably should be rattling near the top of the intermediate and pushing for senior in a while. Yeah, and good management team down on that side of the pitch as well. There with Martin McCabe, again, very experienced man, would have been involved with Gary Castle at one stage. He won maybe two championships with Gary Castle, and then our former Westmeath goalkeeper Gary Connaughton there supporting him as part of the management team as well. Yeah, and I think Gary was very involved in an under-21 team that the first year that Martin was in with Tubberclair won a championship, and they've bred them lads, they've brought them into the panel. It's always pressure to get your place when there's a young group coming up behind you. I think Lomans are a little bit different in the sense that they're lads part of a big club training with senior teams and want to prove themselves.
Yeah. Okay, false alarm around the Veen there, Shane. So, look, I see the referee is down there, is Keith O'Brien from the Moat Club. Again, seen him in action a couple of times this year, and very competent referee as well.
Yeah, and we'd hope that the referee would be the least spoken about person in a game like this, Ray. I was disappointed you didn't stand up and sing Out on the Veen yourself for us, but you have enough on your plate today with all this commentary.
Well, absolutely, but for all our viewers out there, we certainly don't want them turning off before the game starts now, Shane. But look, it's a lovely day here. We've been on the pitch. It's in immaculate condition down there, and be no excuse if there is a slight breeze, probably blowing diagonally across the field from the scoreboard end. It will have a little bit of an impact, but in general it's a beautiful day for football.
Yeah, fabulous day. The breeze is coming in over the scoreboard, actually back in towards the press box. An unusual win for Cusack Park, but as you said, the pitch is in great condition. It always is here in TEG Cusack Park. I think the scoring end today will be into the Duns end, predominantly right-footed kickers on most teams. And, to curly into that goal is going to be a little easier than down in the apartment end today.
Yeah, and it looks like it is going to be Tubberclair playing into the Dunstores end. We see their goalkeeper, Kevin Fagan, heading on down to the flats end here. And both teams now just lining up, getting into position. There may be a couple of positional changes on the team. But already I see the centre half forward, David Windsor for St. Lomans. He's gone to the middle of the field. The number 9 there, Chris Gilbert, the team captain, has gone to centre half forward, but look, we'll pick them up as we go along. The referee Keith O'Brien throws the ball up and the game is on. Broken down is Tubberclair that are on the break first of all, and Cahill Ty coming forward, moves it on then to Robbie Curley. Robbie, lovely ball inside, back with Robbie again inside. It's gone over into the far corner. First hefty tackle there on the Tubberclair man. The referee allows the play to go on. Tubberclair holding the possession, coming in along the 20 metre line. The shot comes in, and that shot is over the bar. The first score, nice settling score there. I think it was Alan Coffey that got that score, but a nice settler down for the men from Tubberclair there, Shane.
Yeah, Ray, they'd be happy with that. They would have targeted the throw and get the first attack on the board, and then to get it over the bar is an added bonus. There's a nice short kick out here from Lomans, and they'll go through the phases setting this up, play it across the lines, break the lines slowly, very similar to their senior side, and then try and pick out the men inside.
Yeah, I think it was Oisin O'Mara, the man that finished that one over the bar, so we'll give Oisin the credit for a short kick out by St. Lomans, gone through the hands, and Tristan Graham comes into the tackle but holds the ball. Lomans content to keep that possession just inside their own 65. David Windsor's out there and has support coming off the left hand side there, and Tristan Graham coming forward. Tristan lifts the head up, trying to find Garrett Hickey, but Garrett caught just a little bit behind his man there, and the Tubberclair man coming forward. Niall Walker there, Niall with the right foot trying to pick it out here, but just a slight toe on it there by the Chris Gilbert there, and just deflected it away from the Tubberclair man, and Lomans back in possession again. Chris Gilbert going through the hands here now. Shane Boyce has it very close to the sideline, ducks under a tackle there from Robbie Curley, and a nice ball inside, and the centre half back is Owen Keefe. Owen coming forward, has support there. Coming off the shoulder, it's the centre half forward, David Windsor. David looks up, gets the ball inside, lovely ball, an opportunity of a goal, and the ball is, no, it's not in the net yet. Oh, what a let off. Kevin Fagan in the goals there. Didn't buy the dummy completely there, Shane, but how on earth did Conor O'Hara stick that ball in the back of the net? But look, we'll have a look at that in a couple of seconds, because Tubberclair are gone straight up the field, on the far side of the field. The ball is with Fred Gallagher, holding the possession. Just slowing the play down there, looking for the runner to come off, but then the pass is intercepted there, and St. Lomans turn it over. But Shane, what a miss there by the St. Lomans man.
Yeah, unbelievable miss, Ray. It was a superb chance, as you said. The goalie didn't fall for the dummy, and then somehow, as he was trying to side foot it into the net kind of calmly, cornerback comes across. Garrett Hickey's just after picking up a mark here inside, and we'd expect him to be very close to target, if not on target, with this to settle Lomans forward line. Yeah,
just over 2.5 minutes gone in the opening half. 1 point there for Tubberclair, and this opportunity for St. Lomans to get on the scoreboard, and Garrett Hickey hits it in, but again doesn't have the accuracy, and Kevin Fagan in the goals there, very alert to that there, grabs the ball, and it's with Tubberclair coming down the far side of the field, over there where Sean McGrain is pushed in the back and fouled there, free inside the 65 metre line for Tubberclair. Again, heads up play given on to Alan Coffey. Alan takes on his man, goes on to the right, holds the possession, then tries to filter it in through ball, but Jerry Graham is the full back there, and he's kind of sweeping up in there, and he intercepted that, and St. Lomans settling into it now a little bit better, and David Windsor now with the possession right out in the middle of the field. Ball fisted on to Shane Boyce. Shane takes on his man. Couple of Tubberclair backs trying to get to him. He's still going forward, not getting full control of it. The referee said that he had been fouled as he took off on that solo run there, and good work there by the number 10 there, but just couldn't keep the control because there was a little bit of space opening up on front of him there, and Garrett Hickey has the chance now to again on the last mark that he called for himself. He didn't get the distance on it because it is going into that awkward breeze now, but this is going to be a free for St. Lomans. 35 metres out from the Tubberclair goals. Kevin Fagan is in the goals here. We'll see him with the cap on him. Sun shining brightly here in TEG Cusick Park as Garrett comes forward. Looks going to hit this one with the outside of the right foot. He does that, but unfortunately for Garrett, put too much of a cut on it and out to the right and wide. And Shane, I think we may get a chance just to have a look at that goal scoring opportunity there that happened, because there's been non-stop action since it there, but I still can't believe the ball wasn't put into the back of the net.
Yeah, a calamity of errors, I think, Ray, between the effort of goal, the goalkeeper, cornerback, hitting the post and coming back out. That's another attack by Tubberclair, just foiled by that inside line from Lomans. There's a lot of experience in that inside line in Lomans. They won't feel under pressure at this level. They'll go through the game, but they really need their forwards to get something onto the scoreboard now. It's been 3 attacks, 3 very different results: a free, a mark, a missed goal opportunity, and they could really have Tubberclair rattled here. So Lomans really have to get something up on this scoreboard.
Yeah, Garrett Hickey is on the ball now, right out just inside the Tubberclair 65. Looks up, fires a lovely ball in, and the mark is called there again by David Morgan, the full forward, and this is inside the D, and on the 4th attempt, opportunity for St. Lomans to tie up the scores, and the shot is taken, and the shot is over the bar. David Morgan, the man that scored it with the mark. You know, it is a factor, Shane, that up at the other end of the field, Tubberclair have done well to work the ball in towards the 20-metre line, but then the last pass is just broken down, and all for nothing then, all their hard work.
Yes, indeed, Ray. They're getting in there, but Jerry Grahan's a very experienced footballer. Senan Russell is getting on in years, but he's still extremely quick, reads the game very well. Here he is, reaching for a ball again.
Yeah, route 1 play there by Tubberclair from the free, and the ball is grabbed there by Fred Kelleher, and Fred gives it back to the full forward there. That's Conor Elliott, and Conor, one look at the post and a great reply from Tubberclair. All the hard work for St. Lomans to get 1 point. Tubberclair, route 1 up the field she goes, and over the bar. 2 points to Tubberclair, 1 for St. Lomans. Dan Fitzsimons, he's gone short with his kick out so far, but he's having a look here. Tubberclair trying to squeeze it up a little bit on him, trying to force it long. Not a great kick, and it's almost intercepted there by Daniel Salmon. Daniel slips and falls to the ground, and Shane Boyce has it again, and Shane heading across the Tubberclair 45, looks up, tries to drift in a little ball, but good work there from the corner back there. That was Niall Walker, came across from the right corner, knew that David Morgan was probably going to catch that and call a marker. Good work by the cornerback. Shane covered well, heads up play by the number 2 there.
It was, and you know, Shane Boyce beginning to cause a bit of trouble here for Daniel Salmon. I was looking forward to this matchup. Shane's a very dynamic player. It's great to see him back playing football at this level again. I think Lomans are asking plenty of questions, just not getting the ball into the back of the net over the bar. They're definitely in this game. There's something in it for them. Absolutely.
Daniel Salmon has got the free, and Tubberclair are building over the far side where Cahill Ty has it, and Cahill looks up, drifts it in, and the goalkeeper came out there. Dan Fitzsimons, you know, he's seen the danger, seen it play coming in on front of him there, but almost on the wind there. That ball almost drifted over his head there, and a let off there for the St. Lomans goalkeeper. It is gone out for a 45. Little bit reckless there by the goalkeeper there, Shane, and lucky to get away with it.
Yeah, lucky that it broke wide or out for a 45. Probably a rush of blood coming off the line there. There wasn't enough trouble for him to come out. He kind of half committed, got it to fingertips, and we have Robbie Curley stepping up for the 45.
First opportunity for Robbie now for this kick. Again, wind coming off the right, should suit the right footed kicker if he can draw it in and comes forward with it, gets good height with it, has a look at the umpire, is looking at it as well. The umpire saying that the wind just carried it across the front of the goals, and a wide there for Robbie, and good effort there certainly, but St. Lomans again with the kick out. Dan Fitzsimons trying to go short and chips it out there. Couple of players, almost a bit of a collision there, but St. Lomans have the possession. Charging down the field there is the full back there, out a long way from home. Jerry Graham gives the ball inside, but again good work there by the St. Lomans men, but they get the possession, and ball is inside again, and the foul is committed there on Chris Gilbert there, and Chris taken to the ground just outside the 13-metre line, and certainly the easiest of opportunities here for St. Lomans to tie the scores there, but again that ball came in, and a routine ball, Shane, and caused trouble there in the Tubberclair defence.
Yeah, David Morgan did well, but Jerry Graham really came out with defensive pace there. He opened up. I see Tubberclair trying to squeeze up on that short kick out, and if Lomans get it away, then they have a chance to break that line, get past halfway, and to deliver into isolated forwards.
Yeah, they have the danger men in there, and one of the danger men there is the number 14 there. That's David Morgan. That's David's second point. 2 points apiece now, just over 9 minutes gone in the opening half, and certainly game just slow to settle down, but you know, both sides have had opportunities, and Kevin Fagan now is here on the 20-metre line with a kick out, and Kevin rifles one out into the centre. Ball broken down to himself really by Fred Keller, and he has the ball, being fouled, but the referee allows the advantage, and Fred lifts his head up and gives a lovely ball into Conor Elliott. Conor out in front of his man, he's on the 20-metre line, he's coming across, and with the left foot has a look at the uprights and takes a shot. That's a great score from Conor Elliott. did great work there, won the ball out in front of Jerry Graham, came across central, backed himself, left foot. Nothing that Dano Fitzsimons could do about that one, but a great response again by Tubberclair. Go ahead into the lead again, 3 points to 2. Dano trying to again pick out a man, going short out into the centre. That time it's Frank Kavanagh. Frank calls the mark, and again looking around him and looking for the runners coming off the shoulder, and they have it, taken short and coming forward again are the St. Lomans men. That's the wing back there, that's Oisin Hogan, runs into a tackle there and just holds the possession, gives it back here now where David Windsor is carrying David. Nice fisted ball in as far as Chris Gilbert. Chris back to David Windsor, the centre half forward, gives the ball inside, an opportunity here, and ball foot over the bar. David Morgan with the finish there again, and certainly the game opening up a little bit now. Shane, one end to the other, 2 points there very much in quick succession.
Yeah, it's good end-to-end stuff. It's probably a little bit loose for both managers to be watching their backs. Won't be happy how loose they are, but good open football. The crisp, clean kick passing tends to open things up.
Yeah, Kevin Fagan this time opts to go short because he has a runner coming back to him. That's Daniel Salmon, and Tubberclair just nice and patient back inside there. Coming out with the ball there is the full back there. That's Dylan Fagan. Dylan under pressure, and eventually no, in fact, it's picked up there by Niall Walker, with Niall in a lot of traffic there, and Robbie Curley is on the ground, but he has to give the ball away before he was pulled for overcarrying it. But Aaron Brady is then comes in, and eventually the ball is given back to Kevin Fagan, and after a lot of near misses for the Tubberclair backs, they have it out in a little bit of space, heading across the 145 metre line. The ball is with Cahill Ty. Cahill gives it forward. There's a runner just coming onto it here. That's the centre half forward. That's Alan Coffey. Alan jinks back inside, has the runner coming off the shoulder there, Sean McGrain. Sean delivers a nice low ball into the full forward there, Conor Elliott. Conor, 2 points to his name, gives the ball inside again. Tubberclair just nice and patient with it, just holding the ball. Alan Coffey on it again, being fouled. The referee has his arm in the air. Alan knows he has the advantage, and with no advantage accruing, the referee just calls it back there, and it's going to be a free here, just about 30 metres out from the St. Lomans goal, and an opportunity here certainly for Tubberclair to get back into the lead. Is the number 12 there, that's Fred Callagher. In fact Fred is not going to take it, he's leaving it on the ground. Going to be taken by the big midfielder Robbie Curley. Robbie had the shot from the 45, had no problem with the distance, and certainly this one will certainly be within his range. Going to kick it with the right foot again, as we said earlier, trying to just draw it in off that far upright chain, and certainly a scoreable opportunity here.
It is, Ray, and I saw Robbie Kenny on the sidelines for Lomans pulling his hair out. That was a needless free to give away. They had them well bottled up. Tubberclair were kind of going around in circles trying to reset the play, and then a lazy tackle, which you don't expect 10 minutes into a game or 12 minutes into a game. So I'm sure there'll be word in from the Lomans sideline just to keep the hands in and out, and don't give away that free.
But certainly Robbie Curley punched it to the full there. Lovely score from the midfielder. Missed just a couple of minutes earlier with a 45, but that time no problem. Got the accuracy, just drew it in off that right post, and a lovely score, and Tubberclair back into the lead. Just almost 13 minutes gone in the opening half. The kick out is taken over on the far side, but again Dano Fitzsimons can't find a man with it, and Tubberclair turn it over, but again good anticipation over there by the cornerback there, and it's Dara Smith that comes out there in front of his man, and Tubberclair or St. Lomans breaking at pace. They're already inside the Tubberclair 45 metre line. The ball is given back to Chris Gilbert. Chris has a look up, tries to pick out Garrett Hickey, but good hands in there from Niall Walker out in front of him. Niall is very close to the sideline, and referee says that Garrett Hickey had pushed Niall on the back, and the free is already taken, and Tubberclair are over, heading across their own 65 metre line through Stephen Mcgonagall. Ball given inside, but again good work there by the St. Lomans backs out in front of their men, and they're clearing this ball up and snuffing out a couple of attacks there, one after the other. Good play from them as they break out into space there. Through the hands it goes, but again a little bit of a lazy pass there, but Senate Russell in a little bit of trouble, but Senate was fouled, pushed on the back, and the free is taken quickly, but again down to the inside line it goes. A couple of players tussling for the referee had signalled the advantage for St. Lomans, and they keep the advantage and hold the possession. David Windsor shovel ball inside, but well intercepted in there by the full back there, that's Dylan Fagan, and Tubberclair have it in possession again. Robbie Curley has it now. Robbie on the St. Lomans 45 just looks up, drops one in, it's dropping dangerously. Goalkeeper comes out, Dana Fitzsimons, that time he did very well, put two fists on it, cleared away from the danger, but Alan Coffey is on the breaking ball. Alan on the 13 metre line, jinks inside, was he fouled? notices the referee, and he's dispossessed there very well by Oisin Hogan. And St. Lomans again turning the possession over there, coming again through Chris Gilbert on his own 45, just turns around, gives the ball back here now to the fullback Jerry Graham. Jerry goes left, goes right, coming back this side again and looks up and tries to find Conor Cochran with the pass. Conor does well, the whole possession there. Ball is back then with Shane Boy. Shane with the outside of the right foot goes central, and David Morgan is out from the full forward position. He has the ball, trying to take on his man. Good work there by the fullback, but David had support there and is back with him again, has a look at the uprights, but after all the hard work that he was after putting in, ends up with the ball dropping harmlessly into Kevin Fagan's arms, and Kevin, good heads up play from the goalkeeper, sees that Robbie Curley is in a lot of space. Robbie gives it off to Stephen Mcgonagall, and Tubberclair making good ground down the far side of the field. Sean McGrain coming in central with it, drops the ball to the ground and gets it again under pressure, but managed to hold on to possession. And Tubberclair look up and the ball is given across into the centre. Good work there by the corner forward. That's Owen McCabe. Owen, nice ball inside, but doesn't go to hand, but eventually it does end up in the hands of the full forward there. That's Conor Elliott, and Conor with his third point again. If ands and buts there, Shane. It almost was intercepted, it almost wasn't intercepted, and then eventually came through to Conor Elliott, and Conor finished it over the bar, and we're at the first water break. Referee called it from that, but just puts Tubberclair 2 points into the lead, 5 points to 3.
Yeah, and maybe the scoreboard doesn't quite reflect how even this game is. There's 2 points in it. That's Conor Elliott's third point. He's been very efficient with the ball in his hand. I think Niall Walker is getting the better of Garrett Hickey at the moment. That first 15 minutes, a real thing for Lomans. They can't find him in there. Lomans are running strong. Shane Boyce has been very good. A couple of beautiful passes the outside of the boot and then joining into the play. Lomans just haven't hit the scoreboard with the amount of effort they have. Very evenly matched at the minute. I think both managers would be reasonably happy. Just take a minute, get the water on, and just get their players to settle. It's been a little bit erratic, the nerves of a final perhaps. Just getting to lads making poor decisions, but generally it's been a good spectacle so far.
Yeah, absolutely, it has, surely. And I was reading an article on one of the daily papers during the week there, where the manager of the O'Callaghan Mills hurling team down in Clare, and he was very much in favour of the water breaks. He said it gives a manager a chance just to get information, short 1-2 things into the team, on the break, and he certainly found it working for him. We've had various opinions on it throughout the year. Shane, what's your opinion on it? Do you think it's a good idea?
Well, I think the best thing that comes out of it is there's no Mayor Fuernas running in and out of the pitch for the 60 minutes of the game, Ray. I think that's the real positive of it. I don't know, do you introduce timeouts, do you introduce water breaks, but certainly to take those runners off the pitch, they're oftentimes blocking up space and doing more than just giving instruction. I think it's been good from that point of view.
Play resumes now with a kick out there from Donovan Simons, and he finds Frank Kavanagh, and St. Lomans again breaking quickly here with Oisin Hogan. Oisin coming forward, gives the ball on to David Windsor. David goes on to the left, has support over there, nice ball inside, opened up here, but Garrett Hickey is now on to it. Garrett gives the ball back inside to Conor Cochran. Conor has a look at the post, Conor takes the shot, and the umpire is going for the white flag. Lovely score there from the kick out straight away from St. Lomans, brought it right down the field, and Conor Cochran on the end of that, and his first score narrows it to the bare minimum. 5 points for Tubberclair, 4 for St. Lomans. Kevin Fagan has launched his kick out. Ball is broken away from the big midfielder Robbie Curley, and St. Lomans have possession again. Tristan Graham gives it off here and worked here towards Conor Cochran again. Conor looks up, tries to get it inside towards David Morgan, but good interception there by Niall Walker there. Niall gets the free, and the free is taken quickly, and Alan Coffey has come very deep. A little bit of after it's going up, and the referee is just calling thing to an end here, but there's a Tubberclair man on the ground here. We'll see what action the referee is going to take on it, because certainly I'm not sure whether the linesman seen that, Shane. I don't know whether the umpire seen it either, but certainly Tubberclair man is the number 2 Niall Walker. Did you see what happened off the ball there? I
didn't, Ray. I did. I saw Niall Walker picked up a free, and he kind of had a small push off before he took the free, and then I was following Alan Coffey. Alan Coffey was after coming very deep for that, and it's something that Alan does in his play when Tubberclair seem to be on a bit of pressure. He'll drop, he'll carry the ball, but I didn't catch the afters. Yeah, well, the referee is going to have a word here, I think, he's obviously going to be looking for a couple of players here, and it's the full forward David Morgan, and he's the man that's referee is. Looks like he's going to go into the referee's notebook. David, 3 points to his name after 19 and a half minutes. It's a yellow card for him, and referee
think he's not going to take any further action. He's going to play, will resume with the ball in Alan Coffey's hands here, right on Tubberclair's own 65 metre line. A lot of space in front of Alan, in front of the D, and we'll see will he try and work it and hold the possession or go along with it. Then fires it with his right foot down this side of the field, and is picked up here by Fred Kelleher. Fred takes on his man and then looks up and sees that he has a runner. That's Owen McCabe. Owen in the corner trying to lull his marker into come to it, but he gives the ball back out as far as Conor Elliott, and Conor has the shot, and that's a lovely score from Conor Elliott. That's 4 points for the full forward. Shane, he certainly has brought his scoring boots with him to Cusack Park today.
He has, Ray, and a lot of lads put these running trackers on lads' backs. Conor hasn't left the D. He scored 4 points. Owen McCabe did very well that time. He tried to suck Sen and Russell in and then just tapped it over to Conor Elliott, and just a sweet stroke over the bar from 22 yards.
Kick out is taken, and there's a St. Lomans man down. That ball was hanging in the air. There was a lot of bodies going up after. The result of the breaking ball was that it has gone out over the sideline. It's going to be a line ball for St. Lomans, about 30 metres out from their own goals, but more worryingly for them, there's a man on the ground there. I'd say it was probably a back injury there, because the ball just hanging in the wind there, Shane, but not much in it, but doesn't make it any less painful.
No, nothing cynical in it, Ray, and just a couple of big men going for a hanging ball. It's going to happen. You can often land awkwardly or get collided with when you're in the air. Back to Conor Elliott. Elliott has played across the 21-yard line, taken ball from the lads that are winning in the corner, and he's kicked 3 with his right foot, 1 with his left foot, so he's very comfortable in there. I would have expected Jerry Graham to have been a little bit tighter, but Jerry hasn't played football in probably 18 months, so we'll see how that duel develops as we go along. Yeah,
the line ball is kicked down this side of the field, and a couple of men tossing for it, but 2 Tubberclair men outnumbered their opponents, but it's the St. Lomans men that have the possession, and David Windsor just spins around and holds the possession, gives it back to Frank Kavanagh. Frank comes towards the side and then spins around and just recycle the possession again, and Chris Gilbert has it. Chris heading back towards his own goals and then turns and comes back up the field, gives a fisted pass over here to the wing half back. That's Tristan Graham. Tristan jinks around his man, comes inside there, and a lazy arm across him by Ronan Walker there, and goes to the ground, and the free is awarded, and the free is going to be for St. Lomans. Chris Gilbert, the team captain, is about to take it, looks up, fires it with the right foot, looking for the runner. That runner inside is David Morgan. David wins it out in front of his man. He's heading in along the end line. It's good play there by the full forward, because that's his 4 point. The 2 number 14s very much to the fore. Shane Dunno, 4 points for David Morgan, 4 for Conor Elliott at the other end, but lovely work there by the full forward. Did it all himself there, carried it, took on his man, and then fisted it over the bar.
Yeah,
Kevin Fagan with the kick out. Mark called again. Sorry, Shane. Great score there by the full forward there.
Yeah, and Chris Gilbert took a kind of risky free. He drilled it with the outside of the boot, but David Morgan won it, took his man on down the line, and just clever enough to fist it over his left hand, coming in across the goalie.
Tubberclair on the move again, and Alan Coffey got the ball there. He knew there was a man there, Conor Elliott, in space on the back post, but unfortunately for him, didn't get enough height into it, and it's intercepted in there in front of the goals there. And St. Lomans work it down, and the little trip there on, I think Shane Boyce there, but I don't think there was anything much. It's a trip there, a coming together of legs there, but Shane is on the ground. But certainly there was an opportunity for Alan Coffey there. If he was a little more clinical with that opportunity, he probably had a little bit more room to carry it across as well.
He could have done, Ray, but Oisin Hogan read the play very well. He came in. There's a difficult pass when the player you're giving it is outside the goal line. You have to keep it a certain height so he can slap it in. But look, the game has balanced itself out now. That's a goal chance each. We can call a spade a spade. We call the game even. It's 6 points to 5 is a fair reflection now at this stage, with both teams having missed those chances.
The free is taken by St. Lomans, and they're on the move again. Shane Boyce fully recovered and back on his feet again. And again, St. Lomans, a blue wave coming forward here. Owen O'Keefe is the centre half back. He was the latest man to have it, and gives it inside to Shane Boyce, and Shane gives the ball over to the far side. But again, tenacious tackling there by Stephen Mcgonagall. Stops his man from getting the ball, but just can't get clean possession of it, and St. Lomans have it back again. But again, good tackling there by the Tubberclair men. They turn it over, and the ball is given quickly in as far as Oisin O'Mara. Oisin trying to get in on the left foot, 1 point to his name, forced onto his probably his weaker right foot, drops it in, but only manages to find Jerry Graham. Jerry this time was alert to the danger in front of his goals, and St. Lomans come away with it, and Frank Kavanagh has it now. Frank heading across his own 65, has the runners coming off the shoulder. That man is Dara Smith. He's the corner back all the way down, heading towards the 45 of Tubberclair. Gives it back out as far as David Windsor. David looks up and sees that Chris Gilbert is in a little bit of space. Chris comes, holds the possession. Garrett Hickey made a nice run for him, used it as a decoy. Chris has it again. He's going into the corner, but then realises no, it's a dead end in there, and he comes back and recycles it back to Garrett Hickey. Garrett, little ball inside there, and David Windsor has it, despite having his togs almost ripped off him, but he takes the shot. It's dropping, and I think the referee is going to bring this back for the free there, but a blatant tug on the shorts there of David Windsor there as he was about to get past his man there, and the referee is going to award the free. This free about 32 or 3 metres out from the Tubberclair goals, and an opportunity for the equaliser. We're just 25 minutes 20 seconds gone in the opening half. Game still delicately poised. There was a St. Lomans man down inside there. I think it was on the dropping ball there as well, Shane, but the play will resume with the free for Garrett Hickey, and it looks like Garrett's in a little bit of trouble here, getting a bit of treatment, but it looks like it's going to be a free anyway. David Morgan is the man that's going to kick it. Opportunity here now for St. Lomans to get the equaliser. Don't know what happened in there, but there's a St. Lomans man on the ground, Shane, but the Tubberclair man around him, I think he was just on the dropping ball, eyes on the ball as it dropped in, and maybe a bit of a collision in mid-air, but referee just having a word with the umpires in there. I don't think there's anything sinister on it, but you know, it's going to be a free for St. Lomans and an opportunity for the equaliser when they get the man back on his feet there. It's very close to the end line. Looks like he's going to just be moved off the pitch, and the referee is happy now to allow the free to be taken. And David Morgan, 4 points already to his name, has a look at the upright now, and again just waiting for the signal. And we're looking down at this goal's at the flats end of it, and the shot comes in from the full forward there. David Morgan hits off the upright, drops down, and it's the St. Lomans men that are alert to the danger, and the ball fired to the back of the net. Shane Dunno was probably a defender's worst nightmare, a ball coming off an upright. We see that as it dropped down, and again it was the St. Lomans men that were alert to the danger, and the ball finished to the back of the net. The first goal of the game. There's a sub being introduced here for St. Lomans. I think it's James Kelly, who was listed at number 12. I think that's the man that has come on, but again, crucial score for St. Lomans as we head very close to half time, and they're probably playing against the wind as well. Great score there, and a great boost for, I think it might have been Conan O'Hara, the number 13, the man that finished that one to the back of the net, but the play is kicked out there and grabbed by Alan Coffey. Tubberclair need to up the ante a little bit at this stage. Ball is given inside, and there's a push on the back there by the cornerback Dara Smith, and the foul committed and the free for Tubberclair. This free between the 20 metre line and 45 metre line. Referee bringing it in more central here, but an opportunity is going to be taken here. I think it's Oisín O'Meara. Oisín going to take it out of hand. His side now trailed by 2 points, and Oisín hoping to get this one in on the wind here now. With the left foot, kicks it high, it's dropping in, it's a dangerous ball, it's dropping in. Goalkeeper Dana Fitzsimons taking no chances. That one came in under his crossbar and gets the 2 fists to it, gets it away from danger, and they're alert to the breaking ball there, and St. Lomans have it, and Jerry Graham has the ball again, and Jerry into a little bit of space as he heads to the 45 metre line. He's gone across it, he's heading towards the 65, just gives it off to David Windsor. David heading into the Tubberclair half of the field, just has the look up, tries to tread a little ball in through again. Good work there by the corner forward there, Conan O'Hara. Conan holds the possession, gives a lovely ball to Garrett Hickey. Garrett steadies himself, sells a dummy on the right foot, takes a shot, but he just couldn't get the finish on it there. Lovely play there by the number 15 Garrett Hickey. Sold a couple of dummies there, nearly bought one myself there, Shane Donoghue, but unfortunately for him just didn't get the accuracy here and to get it over the crossbar. But St. Lomans tails up a little bit now, 2 points into the lead.
Yeah, I think that dummy kind of tells you the mood that Lomans are in at the moment. They're kind of very comfortable in what they're doing. The goal has been a little bit of a tonic, as you said, a defender's worst nightmare, a free like that coming off the post in a swirling wind, and I think it was Conan O'Hara. It was a real opportunist goal. Snuck it away in the corner very well, but when you see Lomans coming down the pitch, their passing is crisp, it's clean. They're not playing with the highest of pace, but they're very, very accurate, and then to see Hickey pulling off that little dummy, and just that he didn't wrap it up with the score, but a lovely bit of skill.
There's a man down over on the far side of the field there. I think it's the number 2, is it Darragh Smith, that's on the ground there, and the referee, I don't think seen anything much in it there. It looks like there was maybe a loose hand there by one of the Tubberclair men there trying to get the possession there, but the foul committed, and the free is going to be for St. Lomans right back on their own 45 metre line. As the clock says 29 minutes 40 seconds gone. St. Lomans 1 goal and 5 points, that's 8 points. Tubberclair 6 points. We will have a couple of minutes of additional time. There will be a couple of minutes of additional time, but that free is taken, and there is 3 minutes is the signal that comes down from the fourth official here as St. Lomans take the free, and they're working it down the far side where David Morgan is out in front of his man trying to take on his man. Good work there by Dylan Fagan to hold him up on the first attempt, but coming forward then, but good hands in there by the St. Lomans man there, and as they go down on the ball there, the referee says there's a foul committed there. Good brave play there by the cornerback there, going down on the ball there and took the hit and wins the free for his side right back inside the 13 metre line, and they're not going to delay. They're going to take the free quickly, and Ronan Walker has it. Ronan gives the ball down now here to Owen McKay. Owen gives a nice quick pass inside, and for the first time in a while Tubberclair in a little bit of space here, and Alan Coffey has the ball, and Alan drops the ball in. It's a dangerous ball, but Dano Fitzsimons did very well there, kept his eye on the ball there, just moved it away from Conor Elliott there and gets the clearance in, and nice, good support there from Tristan Graham. Tristan does very well. He gets the free, and the free taken by Frank Kavanagh, but it was taken about 25 metres away from where it should be taken. But referee is going to hold it up, and he's going to send it back towards the 20 metre line, and we can see the injured player there. That's Conor Cochran, that's making his way off down below us here. But the play will resume with this free for St. Lomans right back in on their own 20 metre line. You know, the nice ball in from Alan Coffey, but just had a little bit too much on it there, and he couldn't get Conor Elliott onto the end of it.
Yeah, and it might be that swirl and win, Ray, but I think it's a little bit panicky too. I think Tubberclair at the start of the game were very, very patient, set the ball up and was getting into that scoring area. Now they're kind of going a little bit more route one, and the Lomans have the men in there, and you know, Dano Fitzsimon's been very secure there on that ball. I know he came out on an early one and gave away a 45, but since that he's done very, very well. And Lomans are happy to play that type of game, go through their phases here now, set it up. But Tubberclair need to settle themselves and play with a bit of a swagger. They're championship favourites. They've cruised through their groups. They got a good test in the semi-final. They shouldn't be too complacent today. They should be ready for this.
Yeah, the ball is driven in, and again, great work there by the full forward David Morgan, and David turns around, but unfortunately for him, probably one of the easier chances he had today, and just got caught a little bit, I think, in two minds of whether to take the mark or not take the mark, and then he opted to play on, and under a little bit of pressure just couldn't get it between the uprights, and a let off for Tubberclair now as we head very close to the half-time whistle, and short kick out taken by Kevin Fagan, and Kevin does well, and the ball fired down the field towards Alan Coffey, but this time the ball hops over Alan's head, and St. Lomans are back in possession again, and it's the wing half. But a high tackle there, the two number 7, Tristan Graham for St. Lomans. A high tackle there by Daniel Salmon, and certainly the St. Lomans players not too happy about that there, but it is going to be a free there. But again, a lazy tackle, Shane, and certainly not only a yellow card for that anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely high, lazy, hint of dirt in it. I suppose it's frustration, Ray. Frustration. Tubberclair have been asked questions here now, and they're not sure what they're going to do. You're coming into half time, you're wondering how are we 1-5 to 6 points down at this stage, and you know that's a result of that kind of mindset, and they need to get into the dressing room or onto the sideline, wherever they're going to group for the half time, and talk to other. You know, are we the team that deserves to go up intermediate? You know, Lomans have really put it up to them today and played with a confidence. I guess that comes from training with a senior panel and training with a team that's won medals. And some of the big players here, but the game is just getting a little bit too nasty now.
Yeah, we have the half-time whistle has been blown here, but yeah, certainly I think, Shane, I think the word you used there was frustration, and that certainly is the way it has been in the last couple of minutes for these Tubberclair men. And the referee is down here in the corner. You know, the whistle has blown for half-time, but it looks like there's going to be a St. Lomans man going into the book. There's Shane Boyce, I think, has got that yellow card after the half-time whistle, but certainly, St. Lomans will be the happier side. They're playing probably against what breeze is in it, and they're gone in at half time. Really only took the lead there from the goal. Really, they had been trailing the whole way through it, but certainly their management down here on our left hand side will be happy with that first half.
Yeah, James Dav will be very happy, guys. Match-up rights, he's winning most of his battles. Where he was losing the battles, the momentum is bringing those players into the game. Like I said, they've been very, very accurate in their movement of the ball. It's crisp. It's not the fastest of football, but it's clean, and that comes from coaching. That comes from playing within a high level inside and training. And as I said before, James has worked with the senior team for a long time, and these boys have come up, and some of them have come down from that level. So they're very, very accurate. Tubberclair just look a little bit nervy, even though they were very calm in their warm up and they were going through the routine. But maybe that's a consequence of cruising through the group stage. Now they're being asked a question. A little bit of frustration, a little bit of forcing it, taking that long ball when they should play the extra pass. Maybe Alan Coffey could have carried it an extra step before he gave it across the goal. So, it'd be a real test for Tubberclair's psyche now. How can they apply themselves to the second half?
Shane, we're going to take a break here from the commentary box. We're going to have some adverts first, and then we'll go to our on-field analyst there, Paul Doonan with Kieran Martin, but we're going to have ads first of all.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. If I ain't got you, ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like.
All new Renault Capture SUV for all your lives.
Yeah, you're very welcome back here to TEG Cusick Park in this afternoon's junior football final between St. Lomans, Mullingar and Tubberclair. St. Lomans leading at the moment 1-6 to 5 points. Kieran, probably just about deserved to be in that lead, I suppose.
Yeah, they got the goal at the real right time. They missed 1-2. I think Tubberclair had a point and Lomans missed 1-2. I don't know how that goal stayed out. I don't
think there's anybody accusing Park going how that.
But in fairness, Kevin stood up well and the back got in and just tapped it onto the crossbar. I think Tubberclair, when they get the ball into the forward line, they're just that last pass is letting them down. But to be honest, Lomans could be a few more points ahead.
Yeah, we're going to go through a few of the highlights, Kieran. I suppose specifically it was that goal that never was. I mean, we were flabbergasted up in the press box as to how that didn't go into the back of the net.
Yeah, I think the Lomans supporters are up on their feet. But in fairness, the cornerback number 4, Aaron Brady, got his hand onto it at the real crucial time and tipped it onto the crossbar.
Yeah, how he got a hand to it is beyond me. And Kevin Fagan, in fairness to him, he waited till the ball came down to make a grab at it again. It was just an incredible sequence.
It's just a bit of luck too. The ball landed back in his arms. Another day that could have landed into another Lomans player running through.
Yeah, the one that went wide there from where the goalkeeper came out there as well, that pass that went through there that time, that was very, very lucky for St. Lomans at that stage, because keeper had committed himself at that stage.
Yeah, he came out and it looked like he didn't judge it, but in fairness, he got the fingertips to it and knocked it away.
And Tubberclair, of course, got 2 lovely scores after that. Conor Elliott is having a super game there, 4 points.
4 points.
He's their top scorer at the moment, and really their go-to man, I suppose.
Yeah, both teams, the full forwards, are playing well. Conor Elliott scored 3 off his right and 1 off his left. And he's staying in around that scoring area.
Yeah, David Morgan there with a fisted point there as well. He took the right option, I suppose, at that stage.
Yeah, well, he just got through, and I suppose the angle was that bit tight. He had to take that option.
Yeah, and Lomans are just taking their options far better at the moment than Tubberclair. Tubberclair are struggling around the middle third of it.
Yeah, well, Lomans have numbers running through, and that's they're putting probably the back line are a bit under pressure when Lomans are running the ball.
Yeah.
The long ball isn't working for both teams. You can see the full back lines are cleaning it up.
And here's the St. Lomans goal, of course, as well. It was the man that missed it the first time, Conan O'Hara. He was waiting under that high ball to come back off the post, and he was the Johnny on the spot and back into it.
Yeah, well, look, you always have to be awake when frees are going like that. You don't, if it hits off the post, it's going to land in that danger area, and it just landed to the right man at the right time. He had the confidence to put it away this time.
Yeah, but an interesting second half ready to go here, Kieran. We're really looking forward to it. This game is not over by a long shot.
No, look, and it was a great first half. We'll just see kind of Lomans got the legs in it, and hopefully you never know what could happen at the end of it.
Yeah, we'll hand it straight back to Ray. Gavin up in the commentary box there with Shane.
We're ready to get the second half underway here. Both sides back out in place again. Can't see any changes yet, Shane, but certainly Tubberclair need to up the ante. Certainly in this third quarter they need to take this game more to St. Lomans.
They do, Ray, and I think
there's a sub on. I see number 20 for Tubberclair is out there in the middle of the field. That's Aaron Curley. I don't know, can you see any other change on it so far?
I don't see any other change, and I can't see who Aaron came on for. Robbie Curley has gone to wing forward here, but yeah, I'm sure Martin McCabe had a few words with his team, and more to settle them down than anything else. They've been a little bit edgy. As we said at the beginning, all the pressures on Tubberclair here, the team expected to come out of this division, out of the junior championship pretty easily, but all credit to Lomans. Lomans have put it up to them. Both sides had early chances in the game, or goal chances in the game. Lomans got their second one, a kind of real opportunist goal. Will be an interesting second half. The sun is out now, and it's kind of low in the sky. Will it affect the guys? We expect a couple of mistakes. As junior football is going to happen at the final. But yeah, I'm sure Martin McCabe has spoken to his lads to settle down, to play the way they've been playing through the group stages. Don't be forcing things. This will come to them if they play to their level. And James David will do the same with Lomans. He'd just say, look guys, we're exactly where we want to be. We're very happy with what we're doing. We're getting on top of them. They're panicking. Let's keep doing that and keep the energy up. And that'll be interesting to see if the bit of training that Lomans have done with the senior team over the last month or so, if that'll stand to them from a stamina point of view. Can they see the game out?
I think it's Sean McGrain, the number 10, that I can see that he's the only man I don't see in the forward line there for Tubberclair, but certainly Aaron Curley has entered the fray in the middle of the field. The referee is Keith O'Brien. He has the ball down on the ground in front of him, ready to get the second half underway here. As Shane said, sun shines and the ball is thrown up, and good hand there by the big midfielder there, Aaron. He drops it back down as far as Ronan Walker. Ronan gives the ball in towards Alan Coffey. Alan hasn't really been much in the game so far. That ball has gone off to St. Lomans man and out over the sideline. Line ball taken quickly, and Alan Coffey has it now, takes on his man, driving towards the 20 metre line. He has drawn the free again. Nice play there from the centre half forward. Again, Shane Donoghue, you know all about Alan Coffey. He's a quality player, and Tubberclair certainly need him more on the ball, more in the danger area in the second half.
Yeah, a key player for Tubberclair. And even that first passage, you can see a little bit more energy about Tubberclair, a little bit more drive in what they're doing. I'm sure they're going to target these first few scores of the second half, see can they get Lomans to hang their heads. So yeah, a little bit more energy, and Alan Coffey getting on the ball is key for Tubberclair to win this game.
Yeah, Fred Kelleher, more importantly, from the free, puts it over the bar and punishes the St. Lomans men, and there's 1 point between the sides. And nice kick out there again from Dano Fitzsimons. Dano working it short, and as Frank Cabinet wins that ball, and nice ball down this side of the field again. Good work there by James Kelly, and James dispossessed that time, and good work there by Tubberclair's Robbie Curley, and he gives the ball inside, and Alan Coffey is on the ball, gives it inside. Again, takes the return pass. He's right in on the 20 metre line. The opportunity of the score taken by Conor Elliott there. Good heads up play there by the full forward there, because it looked like they've been taking a little bit much out of there, but the ball finished over the bar. Lovely score there, an equaliser, 2 points in the opening minute and a half, and certainly whatever rocket was fired into those Tubberclair men at half time, certainly shown it so far. 2 quick scores, Shane Donoghue.
Yeah, 2 quick scores, Ray, and it was a turnover here after a very good short kick out by Lomans. The energy from Tubberclair to turn that ball over. Alan Coffey found a bit of space and a couple of quick hand passes into that danger man Conor Elliott, or accurate man. He's 5 points to his name now.
Line ball, the kick out came from Dan. If Simons couldn't find a teammate out over the sideline, the line ball is taken but driven in here, but the full back is Jerry Graham, and Jerry doesn't need the support of his goalkeeper because he has it. He's under control there, he's on the 13 metre line, has a little bit of support over there, then holding the possession. That's Dara Smith there, good play by the number 2 there, and himself and his full back partner Jerry Graham settle the whole thing down, and eventually Tristan Graham comes onto it. Tristan is now out on his own 65 metre line, tackled there by Owen McCabe, fouled by Owen McCabe, and the free for St. Lomans. Holding the possession, gives it back as far as Jerry Graham. Jerry coming forward, he's on the 65 metre line, he's into the Tubberclair half of the field, he spins away from a tackle and then has a look up and tries to thread a little ball inside, but good play there by the cornerback there, did very well, just dived in along the ground and got a hand to it, and the ball has gone out over the side, and the linesman was a little bit confused, but I think gets it right there because it is a St. Lomans ball, and Conor O'Hara gives the ball inside there. A nice play there, and the ball eventually given to Garrett Hickey. Garrett has a look at the post, backs himself with the left foot, takes the shot, it's high, and I think that was proof of the wind there, because the wind, that ball looked like it was going to go across the front of the goals there, but it dropped inside the upright. Lovely score there, great reply for St. Lomans. Garrett Hickey the man on the end of that one.
Yeah, an excellent finish off what would be considered his weaker foot, but Shane Boyce did very well to collect that ball on the edge of the square and give the quick hand off, and then Garrett Hickey trusts himself, always does, from that range with his left foot. A very good score. In
fact, I've been too hard on Sean McGrain because Sean is still there and he's back into the half back line, and Tubberclair through the hands it goes, and good possession here, and Stephen Mcgonagall is coming forward and he has a look at the post and he fires it over the bar. Great play there by the number 5 there, came on to the end of that. Great score, it's up and down the field now. Shane Donoghue, this game opening up nicely now. 1 goal and 6 points now for St. Lomans and 9 points for Tubberclair, and certainly in the opening 4 minutes it certainly has come to life.
Yeah, the standard is lifted, the energy is lifted. I think when you play the game with a bit of pace, Ray, and you play with accuracy, it's an excellent game to watch, and it's very, very difficult for a defender to mark anybody when everything is done very quickly, and both sides are doing that at the moment.
Yeah, the ball is out here in the centre, and Garrett Hickey looked like he was fouled there for it as well, and then looked like he was going to get possession, but eventually is picked off the ground there by the Tubberclair man, and the free is taken, and Garrett Hickey is on this ball now. Garrett has a look up, trying to get it inside towards David Morgan, but David trying to come in from behind his own man there, doesn't get to it, but again St. Lomans don't give it up, and the ball kept from going over the end line, and the ball is now back with David Morgan. David has a look at the post, but this time, for the first time almost today, doesn't have the accuracy, and that one goes off his right foot and out over the end line and wide. And I think the man that he's replaced by, the Tubberclair man, I think is the number 7, Daniel Salmon, who got a yellow card in the first half there, and looks like no chance has been taken by the backroom staff there. Kick out is taken quickly here, and Aaron Curley comes onto it. Aaron out in the middle of the field, holds the possession, gives it back inside, and Tubberclair breaking again, coming forward with it. Again, it's the number 10 there, that's Sean McGrain. Sean gives the ball to Alan Coffey and takes the return pass, steps inside. Alan trying to come and support him off the shoulder, and with the right foot curls the ball inside, but not a great pass there for Conor Elliott, and Conor is beaten to it there and dispossessed by Jerry Graham, and Jerry having a stormer again back there in the full back line. And again, St. Lomans holding possession, they're being forced back. Alan Coffey trying to get the tackle in, but Garrett Hickey again with one of those trademark dummy solos, and does very well there and gets the pass off over on the far side of the field where Shane Boyce has possession. Shane, low ball in, but again Conan O'Hara waiting for the ball to come to him, and the Tubberclair backman just steps in front, gets a toe on it and out over the sideline, but it is a line ball for St. Lomans, and ball is fed back as far as Garrett Hickey. Garrett goes inside to David Windsor. David spins around and looks up and sees that Oisin Hogan is in space on this side of the field. Oisin about to take on his man, goes inside, being forced back. Frank Cavan is there in support, gives it back as far as David Windsor. David again retains the possession, comes forward now towards the 45-metre line, backs himself with the right foot, takes a shot, but that will not trouble Kevin Fagan, or it won't trouble the umpire, because that one is wide. And again, St. Lomans had been patient to build up. That time David Windsor probably had more time to bring that ball in, get it, work it inside, and get maybe a better chance at a score. But the kick out again taken quickly, but St. Lomans getting on these kick outs, getting a little bit more possession here. And Chris Gilbert, the team captain, he gives the ball on to Garrett Hickey. Garrett has come out from the corner forward position, has a look, then he fires a high ball in towards David Morgan. David does absolutely astounding to win the mark, but I think the referee, is he going to bring it back for the free? Because I know there was a late hit on Garrett Hickey there. What's he doing, Shane? Is he going to allow the mark and the advantage from where the ball was gathered by David Morgan?
Yeah, I think he's going to give the advantage of the mark, and it was a well played ball in by Garrett Hickey. Just something that's really refreshing, Ray. Both teams have set up 15 against 15. There's nobody falling back into the pocket playing a sweeper or anything like that, and it makes a great spectacle. It mightn't be as easy for the nerves of the managers on the sideline, but it's very, very refreshing, and that's a good score off the mark for David Morgan. I think that's his 5th of the game, Ray.
Yeah, 5 for the two number 14. Certainly they've been the main target men for their both sides there. And that one not an easy score off the right foot there, but lovely score. And Kevin Fagan, he's on the 20-metre line. Thought about going short, then goes long. Ball is hanging out here, and a couple of players jump for it, misjudged in the wind there, and eventually falls to the Tubberclair men, and they have the ball again. But great tackling back there by Frank Kavanagh on Robbie Curley, but Robbie does well, holds the possession, gives it inside to Conor Elliott. Conor, nice ball inside, an opportunity here, and the ball is flashed over the bar there by Oisin O'Mara. That's Oisin's 2nd point. Shane Donoghue, should he have gone for the juggler?
Well, I think he might have on his weaker foot, Ray. He just didn't keep it low enough. But I tell you, the battle between Conor Elliott and Jerry Grehan has been entertaining all day. One is on top for 5 minutes, the other lad is on top, and that's the first ball that Conor Elliott has kind of won on the run. He's been coming around, taking on the loop and tapping it over the bar with excellently quick hands then to offload the ball on the on-rushing Owen McKay or Oisin O'Mara.
Ball is out over the side then on the far side of the field there. Linesman signature went off. Green and yellow hand, and it's going to be a line ball for St. Lomans just between the 45 and 65 metre line. In fact, linesman bringing him back closer to the 45, and St. Lomans trying to build again, and that line ball is taken over by Tristan Graham with the left foot. High ball, not judged well in the air there, and it's an opportunity. Almost broke through there, but good work there by the full back there. Dylan Fagan out a long way from the goal, but certainly that was a crucial interception, and Tubberclair turn it over, and Aaron Curley has the ball over on the far side, but again mishandled there, but again good strength shown there by the Tubberclair man, hold the possession, and foul committed then eventually by Shane Boyce, and it's going to be a free for Tubberclair. This is inside Lomans. 6 back referee looking up, and there has been holding, I think, going off the ball there. There's St. Lomans back, I think it's the number 2, the corner back there. Was it Dara Smith, was it? Again pleading his innocence, but Alan Coffey was the man that was being held there, and I don't think no matter how often the backsman pleads his case to the referee, he's not going to change his mind. Shane Donoghue, we're all around long enough to know that, and play is going to be resumed with this very scoreable opportunity for Tubberclair. Like, again, silly play there by the backsman, because that line ball was a long way out from the goals, and now we have certainly a very scoreable opportunity for Tubberclair.
Yeah, very frustrating from a managerial point of view, but you have to lay down a marker. They've changed markers. They put he was picking up Alan Coffey. He's a danger man. That free was going to go in quick. He kind of held it up. He paid the ultimate price by bringing it into a scoring range.
Fred Kelleher taps it over the bar as well. Fred's 2nd point, and Tubberclair are back in the lead, 11 points now to 1 goal and 7, and the kick out is taken by Dan Offa-Simons, broken down. Who's on the break? It's a Tubberclair man. Their man is Stephen Mcgonagall. Stephen does very well, and it's off now with Aaron Curley, and they're breaking again. Ball is given inside to Robbie Curley. Robbie fists the ball inside, goes to hand again. Was there a foul? No, said the referee, and St. Lomans men get 2 or 3 blue jerseys around that ball, and it's the full back there. It's Jerry Grehan that comes over, but again a little bit of a hand in error there, and ball is on the ground, and the foot coming in as this St. Lomans player was going down on the ball there, and just from watching something just off the ball there, a little bit of afters there, but referee not taking any action because it's going to be a free out, and a free out for St. Lomans, and referee says come forward with it. Ball now almost on the 45 metre line there, and the ball is in the hands of Oisin Hogan, and Oisin again with the left foot, fires it down, looking for Garrett Hickey. Garrett, great experience there, just allowed the ball to come across him, but good tackling back there by Niall Walker, but St. Lomans have it again, but as the full forward there, waiting for the ball out, David Morgan waiting for it there. Dylan Fagan gets a right foot in and gets the ball away from him and does very well to go after and keep it in play, and Tubberclair turn it over. They have the possession back with Stephen Mcgonagall. Stephen looks up, sees that the centre half back is Cathal Tighe. Cathal is in a little bit of space, treads the ball down this side of the field. Good work there by the number 12 there. That's Fred Keller. Fred bottled up there, but he holds the possession. He's been tackled hard, gets the fisted ball inside, doesn't go to hand there. It's intercepted by Owen O'Keefe, and the referee says Owen had been fouled and the free is taken and drained away into the hands of David Windsor. And St. Lomans turn around, a little bit of more urgency in their play now as Tristan Graham has it. Tristan comes forward, fisted ball on to Frank Campbell, through the hands it goes, and Oisin Hogan is on it now, heading towards the Tubberclair 45, and sees that Chris Gilbert is in a little bit of space. Danger here for the Tubberclair man, and Chris gets the head up and with the inside of the right foot curls that over the bar. Lovely score there by the Tubberclair man, or by the St. Lomans man. Great play there. They had the overlap there, Shane. Maybe could have gone forward, but opted to take the point. A good choice.
Yeah, a good choice, Ray. They needed the score. It was a good finish by Chris Gilbert. You know, Keith O'Brien is doing a good job in this game. He's letting the proper tackles go. We get the crowd are getting excited, but all the late stuff he's picking up, he's playing the advantage very well, and Chris Gilbert got the overlap there, and a tidy finish. Lomans needed that score just to keep in touch.
Yeah, lovely score there, and certainly there all these officials working well in tandem with each other, word going into each other's ears there, and certainly everything being picked up there. Good work there by the officials, and a short kick out taken there by Tubberclair, and a little bit of trouble there for the back line, but they managed to just straighten it up and get the possession and eventually come towards the 45 with Cathal Tighe, and Cathal just holds that possession back inside the 45 again and trying to break the line, and Aaron Curley has it now out across the 45, gives the ball inside, coming forward again, trying to get a little bit more pace into this attack, driving in towards the 45 metre line. Alan Coffey comes towards the player, but again the ball goes to hand there, all the hard work, but then just as I say that, Tubberclair step in and intercepted there, and the ball is in the hands of Owen McCabe. Owen holds the possession, 4 blue jerseys around, and good heads up play, gives it inside, but again a suicide pass we call it there, because Aaron Curley was caught there, and the referee said because of the head injury he has to hold the play up, but again I think there was a little bit of a blind pass to two midfielders there. I don't think they were aware that there was a St. Lomans hand going to come in and get that ball away, and certainly it connected with Aaron Curley's head there, and the referee doing the right thing again and holding the play up. Yeah,
he's holding the play up, Ray. I don't think he gave a free for it. It was a superb effort by Shane Boyce there. Real energy. He slapped down on top of the ball and maybe caught him on the head on the way by, but the ref hadn't blown for the free initially and just held it up on account of the head injury.
Yeah, absolutely. Good work there by the St. Lomans back. No, certainly did nothing wrong, but referees, as they have to do when there is a head injury, no matter what it is, they have to hold the play up. Player welfare has to take over in that case, and certainly play will resume with the ball in the hands of David Windsor, and this, in fact, David is going to leave it there because it's back just outside their own 45 metre line, and this thing is just bubbling away nicely now, Shane. There's a little bit of stuff going on off the ball, and certainly niggly stuff, but we'll watch as the play is fired down there by Shane Boyce, down inside, looking for James Kelly. James in a foot rest over, beaten him, looked like he had pushed his man in the back, but the referee doesn't see it that way. But Tubberclair have the possession there. Alan Coffey is back and he shoved to the ground after the ball, and the referee allowing the advantage to go on because Tubberclair have the possession here, and good work here now by Oisin O'Mara. Oisin heads in towards the 20 metre line, stands up and gives the back ball off to Conor Elliott, takes the return pass from Conor, and Oisin O'Mara has it again, and again going crossways again, and the ball is eventually worked to Aaron Curley, and Aaron has a look with the left foot, backs himself, is dropping in. Good work there by the goalkeeper, broke it down, but was lucky that it got away from the goal, but the danger not gone yet, and the shot comes in there. Thought there was maybe a slight chance of a foot block there on that one, but the ball is eventually worked over the bar there. Nice score there for Tubberclair, but that was certainly a dangerous ball hanging in the wind there, and could have gone anywhere.
Could have done, Ray, and I had the same feeling. I thought there was an element of a foot block, and that was just broken for the water break in this second half. Huge energy in this second half compared to the first half. I'm sure both sides got a speaking to at half time, pace has really picked up, the accuracy has picked up, you can see the want, the need. They realise this is the last outing this year. There's nothing to show after today. It's going to be played to a finish. You know, Tubberclair, credit to them, have pulled back the couple of scores that they were down at half time. Lomans have managed to tag on one or two just to keep the game level, or they're a point behind. Both sides will be happy. Last few instructions now, 15 minutes of energy, 15 minutes of accuracy, of want, of heart. That's what's going to get either of these teams across the line.
Yeah, absolutely, Shane, because like you say, there's no more Leinster Championship, there's no more nothing else for a lot of these club players after today. You know, we're in the last week of September, and certainly it's going to be a long winter for whoever loses this. Certainly Tubberclair are ahead by that 1 point, turned over the 2 point deficit from half time, you know, and they'll be hoping to keep up the energy, but certainly this game is very much there for the winning for either of these sides.
Yeah, it's in the melting pot now, Ray, and it's the team that's the calmest, that plays with most control but with the greatest energy, and that's not easy to do. And I see the Lomans players that have really stepped up in this second half are the guys who have senior medals in their back pocket. And then you see Alan Coffey has put his stamp on this game. He's back collecting ball in his half back line. He's still a target man when the ball is turned over and he offloads it. And you know, credit to him, it's a lot of hard work on a number 11 like that to be dropping back and still having to be up the pitch on the end of the play. So it'll be very interesting the last 13 and a half, 14 minutes of this game.
Yeah, Dan Fitzsimon's ready to get us underway again, and he does with the right foot, launches it down the centre but manages to find Aaron Curley, and Aaron calls the mark, and with the left foot looks up and finds a runner. That runner is Conor Elliott. Conor had been very good throughout this game and has been, takes on his man and gives it back to Alan. That's Alan Coffey this time with his weaker right foot, but doesn't go wide, and it's going to be kept in play by Oisín O'Meara. Oisín takes on the tackle there, a hefty tackle. Referees signals that the foul had been committed, and referee then decides that there was no advantage going to be accruing, and Tubberclair just slow it right down, and they'll be happy to take the opportunity of a score here, and certainly Oisín O'Meara is the man that's going to take it. You know, good play there. That shot came in from Alan Coffey, but with the weaker right foot, didn't have the distance to kick it wide, so it worked out well. They didn't give it up on it, and an opportunity now to go 2 points into lead. It's a difficult kick, but Oisín O'Meara has got 2 to his name already, and certainly an opportunity for Tubberclair here. With the left foot, it's dropping in. It's a dangerous ball, but the goalkeeper, Dan Fitzsimons, does again what he's been doing all day. 2 fists on the ball, gets it away from the danger area, and the ball is eventually here with Frank Kavanagh right out in the centre, and St. Lomans will fund that let off, trying to build again and come with the ball down the centre here where David Windsor has it. David goes inside, short ball off to Frank Kavanagh. Frank, quick ball off to the corner back there, Dara Smith. Dara's jersey pulled by Conor Elliott there in the free committed right out in the middle of the field, and taken quickly by Dara Smith over back there to Jerry Graham, charging forward from the full back position, still carrying it forward. He's gone across the Tubberclair 45. Garrett Hickey loops around, takes the ball and gives it off then to Chris Gilbert. Chris being forced over on the right side, has a look at the upright, takes a shot, and that's a fabulous score there from the team captain, the midfielder. But again, great heads up play. Garrett Hickey, using all his experience, looped around there, took that ball off Jerry Grant, and a great score to finish there.
Superb kick, Ray, from out on the right hand side, with the wind not helping him the way the wind is blowing, but an excellent score to bring it back to a tie.
Yeah, the kick out is taken, and it's St. Lomans that have that kick out. Frank Kavanagh, the man that gets it, he gives it on now to Garrett Hickey. Garrett comes forward towards the 20-metre line, thought he was going to back himself to take the shot, but comes inside, makes the angle a little bit better, and with the left foot, unfortunately for Garrett this time, tugged it with the left foot and wide. But certainly St. Lomans really right in this game. Sides are level. The clock says 20 minutes 17 seconds gone in the second half. 12 points for Tubberclair, 1 goal and 9 for St. Lomans. Kevin Fagan is ready again with the kick out. Players making runs from it. Kevin just holding on to it, and then with the right foot fires it over this side where Robbie Curley is under. Robbie reaches high, grabs it, has the ball under one hand there. The referee said he was being fouled, and he gives it the quick free on to Alan Coffey. Alan takes on Owen O'Keefe. Owen slips to the ground, allows Alan the opportunity to get through the gate and takes the shot with the right foot. That's a lovely score. First score of the day for Alan Coffey, but again a great, all came from that great catch there by Robbie Curley in the middle of the field, and one hand that showed great strength there, and we can see as Alan Coffey comes in with that with the right foot, lovely shot. They say it's his weaker foot, but certainly you wouldn't know it looking at the way he finished that one off. But the kick out has been taken quickly now, and urgency here from the St. Lomans men, and Darragh Smith, he's inside the Tubberclair half of the field. He has the ball, goes round a little bit of a circle, but he holds the possession, and St. Lomans just trying to work an opportunity again. The ball is here and fisted inside, and Garrett Hickey is out in front of his man again and gives it off to Conan O'Hara. Conan dummies onto his right and comes back onto his left again. Ball with David Windsor again. David, little pass on to Tristan Graham. Tristan carries it into the 20-metre line. He's forced back out a little bit again, holding that possession. Does very well. Gives it back to Frank Campbell. Frank, a little bit of a space in front of him. Backs himself with the right foot. Takes the shot. We're watching it. We're right behind it there, but just unfortunately for Frank, that one didn't just come inside, and there's a sub coming in I can see for St. Lomans down here. It's in number 19, that's Hugh Mullingar. We'll see who's going off in a second, but Frank Campbell, in fairness, the big midfielder, he backed himself there with the shot.
He did, Ray, and Lomans midfielder really coming into the game, joining in on the back of attacks. They're bringing the ball up slowly. They're getting into Garrett Hickey. He's kind of the orchestrator there, moving the ball around, and then the midfielders are joining in, and we had Chris Gilbert kick a couple of scores in the last 10 minutes, and now Frank Kavanagh the same. Just unlucky that it drifted wide in that swirling wind.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a Tubberclair man on the ground, and there is a sub in. It's the number 19 there is Hugh Mullingar, and I think it's James Kelly, the man that has been replaced here. But Kevin Fagan is waiting patiently on the 20-metre line. His side leading by that solitary point there. The last score from Alan Coffey now, and the referee I think is happy that the Tubberclair man is back on his feet. It's Stephen Mcgonagall, and Mentor just coming in to check on his well-being, and Kevin looking for somebody to go short, and then realises that there is a spare man over there that's Dylan Fagan, and Tubberclair have it through the hands there, and they're on their own 45, and the ball given inside here, and they're breaking again with it, trying to carry it forward. Every one of these attacks is important and is crucial, and Alan Coffey now has the ball. Doesn't grab it at the first attempt. He's very close to the side and gives a nice ball inside, and he's gone to take the return pass, and he's coming in to the 20-metre line, and as soon as that ball left his foot, he knew it was on target. Great score by the centre half forward. That's two fabulous scores. Shane Donoghue, Alan Coffey is known predominantly for his left foot, but he's after kicking two fabulous points off his right foot there and puts his side 2 points into the lead. Great scoring there by the number 11.
Yeah, super kick again. The first one was at the outside of the right boot, that one's with the inside of the right boot. And it takes courage, it takes guts to step up and lead your team like that from a number 11. He is a go-to man, and now he's really shown he's wanting the ball. As you said, every attack is very important. Lomans went up the pitch the last time, didn't get happen out of it. Now Tubberclair have turned over another short kick out.
Brad Kelleher has the ball and holds the possession, gives it back into Conor Elliott. Conor backs himself with the left foot, but it maybe wasn't the right decision, but might still work out for his side because the ball is kept in play. Great work there, and the ball moved inside to the man who's just come on as a sub there. That's the number 25 there. That's Tyg Moody. Tyg just after replacing Ronan Walker, he fires that one over the bar. Great score there for the Tubberclair man. And suddenly we've 3 points between the sides, Shane Donoghue.
Yeah, Tubberclair is slowly beginning to turn the screw here now, and they know it's the crucial part of the game. Every attack counts, everything that they clock up on the scoreboard is going to make a big difference this last 5 minutes. And they've opened the house to 3 points almost at the rees, and I've seen them do this at the end of other games during their campaign, and it's just probably that little bit of confidence that they've seen throughout the games. And like I said, Lomans went up the last time, got nothing from a well-structured attack, and their heads will begin to hang now.
There's a concern there, an injury concern there for the Tubberclair centre half back Cathal Tighe, but Gary Connaughton fired him back onto his feet and out onto the field, and the line ball is taken quickly, but only as far as St. Lomans, and that man Tristan Graham, as he's been doing all day, carries the game to Tubberclair's backs, and that time he was fouled, and Garrett Hickey has the ball in his hand. It's going to be a free. This free is going to be for St. Lomans on the 45-metre line. Shane, the clock says 25 and a half minutes. This game is far from over.
Oh, it's far from over, and what Lomans can't afford to do now is panic and try to lump long ball in and look for a cheap goal. They've shown that they can clip them over the bar if they get it into the right lad's hands. Garrett Hickey's holding this in the 45-metre line. I do think it's slightly outside his range, even though the wind might be helping him in a little, but I expect him to try and find a runner and take it off him again and clip it over. That'd be more Garrett's style from this free.
Yeah, experienced number 15 there, been involved with Lomans for a number of years now. If I'm not mistaken, his father is a roadman, Jerry Hickey. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah,
in fact, would have been involved with managing some of those road teams as well, but that's for a different day because there's a sub coming in for St. Lomans. That's number 25, is it? Niall McGonagall has come onto the field, but again the injury there to Tristan Graham, it looks like he's going to have to go off. In fact, it's Conan O'Hara that's making his way off, but we'll watch as Garrett Hickey has the ball in his hand right on the 45-metre line. I'm sure he'll rob a yard or two by the time he takes the kick. He's going with the left foot, with the right foot. In fact, it's a fabulous kick, dropping over the bar. That was a great kick there by Garrett Hickey, right on the 45-metre. I thought he might rob one or two, but he didn't, Shane. He just went sideways, got the angle and got that one coming in on the wind. A lovely score, 2 between them now.
Yeah, and I think Garrett Hickey always like to make me eat my words. I thought it was outside his range. I know the wind was helping a little, but an excellent strike rate. And back to a 2-point game. We've 27 minutes just clocking up now, but we'll have definitely 2.5-3 minutes of injury time at the end of this.
Yeah, there's a sub gone in on the Tubberclair. I see Oisin O'Mara gone off on the far side of the field, but we'll watch as Kevin Fagan launches this one with the right foot out to the centre, broken down. Who's on the break? Tubberclair man, brave, they're going on the ball, but the ball is in the hands of Garrett Hickey. Garrett is fouled and Garrett has the free, and he's having a look at things in front of him, and he fires the ball inside, and it's gathered well there by David Morgan. David was dispossessed there, and great work by the Tubberclair back there because the foul was committed there, but certainly it needs bodies on the line to win this game, to get this over the line for Tubberclair, Shane.
Yeah, and David Morgan will be very disappointed. It was an excellent diagonal free from Garrett Hickey, played to his advantage. It bounced into his chest, and I don't know, maybe he was a play ahead of himself. He dropped it very easily under. Yeah, there was a little bit of contact, but you don't expect to let them go, and that would have been another scoring chance because he was either going to get the free shot or be fouled for a free, Ray.
Yeah, and the free taken quickly there by the Tubberclair man, and that this time it's Stephen Mcgonagall, the man that was dragged to the ground there, but he gets the free for his side, and Aaron Curley has the ball in his hand, and Aaron goes backwards, gives it back as far as Stephen Mcgonagall, and Stephen all the time in the world on his own 65 to come across, looking for somebody just to make a move there, and Niall Walker offered himself, but he wasn't used, and good play there. The ball is fired across, and Cathal Tighe has the ball right out in the centre of the field, has a spare man over on the far side of the field. Tubberclair building again, holding the ball. Nice play there by the Tubberclair, but again the foul committed by St. Lomans, and these are all lazy frees, and these are all in Tubberclair's advantage. They're running the clock down there as well, Shane. You know, another opportunity here, and you feel, you know, maybe one more score could be enough for Tubberclair to seal the deal here today.
Yeah, the writing isn't quite on the wall, and the fat lady isn't warming up her throat just yet, Ray, but if this goes over the bar, you kind of feel like it's the ceiling point, because Lomans' legs are beginning to go on them. As you said, a couple of lazy frees, lazy fouls, but a very important kick.
Yeah, I see Conor Elliott gone off over on the far side of the field there, but this kick now is just in about 35 metres out from the St. Lomans goals. An opportunity, 3 minutes of additional time. We've just been told it's going to be added on. So, you know, as Shane said, this is not over yet. This free now for Tubberclair, going to be coming in, fired in with the right foot, dropping. That's a lovely score. Great score there. Number 9 there, that's Robbie Curley with his second free. Lovely score. That was a pressure kick. Shane Donoghue, 3 between the sides. Certainly, you know, it's better than being 2, but certainly it's, you know, there's still only the 1 score between the 2 teams.
That's all, but you know, that wasn't an easy kick at the best of times, but in a county final to put your 3 points up, to keep it that 1 full score away was an excellent kick.
Yeah, and the ball is kicked out here and was grabbed well there by Tyke Moody, but Tyke called the mark, but the ball not going to finding the Tubberclair man, but Dara Smith has it. Dara's under a little bit of pressure there. Tubberclair man getting the end, trying to pin them back into the corner here, and ball is eventually worked back towards the goalkeeper Dano Fitzsimons. Dano has about 4 green and yellow jerseys around him, very close to the sideline now. Dara Smith has it again, trying to hold on to possession. The goalkeeper comes out, good heads up play from the goalkeeper, sees that Jerry Graham is in a lot of space in front of the goals, and Frank Kavanagh has it with Jerry coming off the shoulder, doesn't decide to use it, goes the far side. St. Lomans, Oisin Hogan has it, looks up, fires the ball inside. Good work by Niall McGonagall out in front of his man, has the ball, a couple of Tubberclair men around him. Referee allows the play to go on, allows the Tubberclair man to turn the ball over, and as the Tubberclair man goes down on the ball there, a late hit by Frank Kavanagh, and the free for Tubberclair and they take it quickly because they have a man in space, and that man that's in space is Aaron Curley. Aaron comes forward, has a look, looking for the runner, down inside, gives it down inside there, grabbed beautifully there by Fred Kelleher. Fred holding the possession, backs himself, takes the kick. It's a high ball. There's a man in under this from Tubberclair. The goalkeeper's going to have to come and deal with it. He does deal with it. Gets a fist out of the ball out, broken out there, and well gathered there by Dara Smith there. And maybe that was the opportunity there to really put the nail in the coffin, Shane. But that high ball dropped in, and
it might have been Ray. It was actually interesting. Lomans had kind of thrown everyone up the pitch. Dan Fitzsimon's actually marking one of the Tubberclair forwards. It was a chance. I don't know if Fred Kelleher got that long ball, long delivery from Aaron Curley. He probably should have taken his mark. He probably should have slowed the game down and take the free shot at goal and put them 4 points up.
Line ball here for Tubberclair, taken there by Stephen Mcgonagall. Stephen goes inside. Great work there by another man for Tubberclair. That's a substitute that's been introduced there. That's Paul Garvey. And Paul doesn't take the advantage, and are they going to rule that? Because certainly the point was there for the taking, but the ball is worked out. And again, there's another sub in this. A couple of men after being introduced here. That's Michael Junior Hopkins, and they work at this side of the field, trying to get it on to Fred Kelleher. Fred has all the time in the world to back himself, take the shot. It's over the bar. Lovely score. Fred Kelleher's third point. He missed the opportunity a couple of minutes. Shane thought that one was tight to the post myself, but there's umpire down there signaling that it's over the bar. 17 points now for Tubberclair, 1 goal and 10 for St. Lomans. 4 points between the sides. Dan Fitzsimons, he's in a hurry now. He has this one on the 20-metre line. Tubberclair trying to squeeze it. Dano goes short. Lovely kick out because he finds Oisin Hogan and a little bit of space over there. Oisin coming forward with the ball into the Tubberclair half of the field. Gives it off to Garrett Hickey. Garrett gives it off to David Windsor. David comes forward. Ball inside. Again, an opportunity here for St. Lomans, trying to get the possession, but again, great tenacity there back in the defence there by the Tubberclair men, and they turn it over, and certainly heavy legs inside there now. And Tubberclair are the team with all the life in them, because they can smell the victory coming. They're close to the winning post, they're edging toward it. They have the ball again, down as far as Robbie Curley. Robbie, strong player, and in fact, that's the last action of the half of the game of this year's 2020 Junior Championship, and it's victory for St. Lomans, for carried away here, Shane Dono. Great victory for Tubberclair on the final scoreline of 17 points to 1 goal and 10. That's 13. Shane, getting great excitement, great finish to that game there, but certainly Tubberclair finished strongly and really deserving victories.
Yeah, deserved winners on the day, Ray. Their second half performance showed guts. They hadn't been going well in the first half. Credit to Lomans for that, but Tubberclair played the second half with a huge energy, with an appetite to not leave this behind them. Like I said, you have to give credit to Lomans. Nobody gave them much chance, especially after the first round drubbing that they got. But today is Tubberclair's day. They're back up intermediate for next year's championship. 17 scores put up on the board. Conor Elliott got 5 of them. Fred Kelleher had 2. Alan Coffey had 2 super scores off his right foot in the second half when the man was really needed. The last couple of scores, good kicks, excellent kicks. Fred Kelleher's last score, it was tight to the post. It was a good point. They probably didn't control that last couple of minutes the way they'd like to, but that's county final. They've the job done. Martin McCabe very happy. I know Gary Connaughton has been up and down the sideline here in front of us. Very, very passionate football man. It'll be absolutely over the moon for
lovely scene down below us here, Shane. Gary Connaughton going to Jimmy Davitt, two men that were part of that historic 2004 team. Was great to see it. Both players, both now, gone to the sideline, and we're going to go now to the sideline mentors here is Paul Doolan and Kieran Martin.
Yeah, you're very welcome back here to TEG Cusack Park, where Tubberclair have claimed the Clarkspur Junior Football title for 2020 here. In the year of COVID, the junior title is heading back to Tubberclair, and Kieran, it probably was deserved in the end. It just finished out the better side.
Yeah, you could see Tubberclair had a bit of composure towards the end there and took the points when they had the chances. In fairness, Alan Coffey stood up. I think he put them 2 points ahead there with 2 great scores, one on the outside of his boot and then came in from the other side. So they had that bit of experience to control the ball. They were patient, but when they got that 3 points ahead, you could nearly see them closing out the game.
Yeah, and just going into that last quarter, it really was game on. It was anybody's game at that stage. And I just think that probably superior fitness told for Tubberclair, I suppose.
Yes, it was very close. Like every time Tubberclair went ahead, Lomans came down and got a score to equalise. It was point for a good 20 minutes of the second half there. But as you said, the experience and the fitness paid off in the end.
Just probably did. We're looking at a few of the highlights here, Kieran, and I suppose it was all Tubberclair in that second half. I mean, they went in have just scored 6 points and ended up with 16. So 10 second half points and 10 fairly good scores. Let's be honest about it.
In fact, they worked it well. They got the ball to the right people at the right time. The first half they probably panicked a small bit, but we could see they had that bit more composure, got it to the scores, and they took their chances.
Yeah, and the man that stood up, and we've mentioned him on a couple of occasions, you mentioned him already, Alan Coffey was absolutely superb. He only scored 2 points, but at the same time he was at the crux of everything good nearly the Tubberclair did.
Everything went through him. He scored 2 fantastic points at a real crucial time, but he also was involved in nearly every score that Tubberclair got. Either he got the ball outside and made the pass in, or he was the link man
he was
inside.
the creator, yeah. And the man I marked as outstanding, and I have a couple of asterisks against him here as we're looking at a few of those Tubberclair scores. Stephen Mcgonagall was absolutely outstanding at number 5 for Tubberclair.
Yeah, the two of us picked him out there. He was brilliant. Came up and scored a point himself, but there was 2 or 3 times where Lomans looked like they were going to get through, and he chased back and got that crucial hand in, and even got the ball again and made the pass off. He was outstanding today.
And he, at both ends of the field, Kieran, I suppose, because he defended as well, and we have to give some sort of praise to that defence. Just before we do that, we're going to go over to our presentation, which is happening just in front of the stand here. Because of restrictions and COVID restrictions, there has not going to be a lot of it then. We're going to hand it straight over to our presentation here, just in front of the stand. Thank you.
Tremendous display by both teams. Commiserations to St. Lomans. Well done to Tubberclair, back in the intermediate ranks. Shouldn't have been tackling junior in the first place, but boys, we've put a good bit of effort in this year, and I can see it on the field today. And I've seen Gary Connaughton lose his marbles on the sideline a few times, and he's pulling the players off the ground, but a tremendous feat. I would like to thank Keith O'Brien and his officials too, referees, linesmen, for an excellent performance. But I take great gratitude in presenting this cup. I can't present it officially. I present it to Robbie Corley, the captain of Tubberclair. Very much good. And just before I finish, this competition is sponsored by Clark's Bar in Mullingar, so if any of the Tubberclair boys are passing by, you know where to call. Right, Robbie, you can say a few words.
Very much. I'm not used to making speeches, so I'll try and keep it short and sweet. I just want to say thanks to the Westmeath County Board. I know a lot of other champions have been called off in the last few weeks, so we're absolutely delighted to give them a chance to play here today. So first of all, thanks to them for organising everything and making sure that I went ahead. Cheers, mate. Secondly, I want to thank St. Lomans. I'm not sure how we produce so many good players. I know you're only playing the junior team, but I can't see how a lot of you are playing the seniors. So a lot of you have the last half of next year we can push on ahead of us. Let's keep on to seniors. So fair play to you lads. A lot of unbelievable players. And best luck tomorrow as well. I suppose on to ourselves, last year, look, we didn't think it was going that bad until we were in a relegation playoff against Malachy's, and all of a sudden we're scratching the heads. I don't know what happened to happen, but unbelievably well this year to bounce back. The managing team of Martin McKay, who's managed Gary Cathlett's at several senior titles, can manage us. You know, it's massive thanks to him for that. Unbelievable. And also Gary Connaughton's an all-star. You know, again, not managing us at junior side. So I don't know how lucky we are. And then with Brendan Owens, Barry, Bonner Green, Matt, the whole lot, Jerry Walker. Thanks for being there, every lads. That was all for you. On for our players, unbelievable effort this year. I cannot, I'm so proud of Robbie. 34 lots of training, literally everybody pushing us on, no sulking, no bitching all year. Right, thanks a million, and we'll enjoy this. Okay, bye.
Yeah, a lovely speech there by Robbie Curley, the captain of the winning Tubberclair team. wonderful achievement for Tubberclair, Kieran, I suppose. After coming down from junior last year, maybe thought we're a little bit too good for junior, and we've proven that today.
Yeah, you could see the nerves at the start. There was that bit of pressure on them, but in fairness, as the game went on, they grew into it. I reckon if it went on for another 5-10 minutes, they would have pulled even further ahead. But it's a great achievement. As we said, shouldn't have probably been down there in the first set, but they're after proving everyone wrong and coming back up.
Yeah, and a massive performance by St. Lomans, their second team. I mean, they really put it up to them and just kind of died away towards that last 10 minutes. But in the star forward, they lost one of their best players there through injury. And we have to mention Tristan Graham. He was absolutely outstanding there.
Yeah, he was the opposite wing back to
Steve
Mcgonagall, but the two of them very similar. In fairness, he caused a lot of trouble going forward with the ball. Tubberclair didn't know what to do with him. And unfortunately, he went off at the end there with a bad injury. He's holding his arm there in the jersey, so it looks like a collarbone.
It's a great day for Tubberclair, and we're going to have a little interview now with Mark McCabe, the winning manager. He's over there with Ray Gavin.
We're joined here now by victorious manager Mark McCabe. We just congratulated you there, Martin. You said it was a tough one.
It was a tough game. It was a tough, hard slog back. You know what I mean? But I think a greater experience and a greater know-how in the end. But we scored 17 scores. There's 2 other finals on here this weekend. 17 scores. Any of them coming in the gate would be happy with that. You know what I mean? Everyone will say you should come over, and we had a big score against this team the last day. They're expecting that again, but they have good players. They work really hard as a club, so we had to work even harder to beat them, and we did that. Thanks be to God.
Absolutely. I thought you had some of your players showed great leadership there, especially the full forward Conor Elliott really kicked some great scores. And then 2 hugely important scores. Coffee near the end of it.
Yes. So when you have experienced players on the field like that, you know, you have Alan Coffey, Conor Elliott, Niall Walker, experienced players that have been here before. We have a lot of young players, a lot of great work going on in the club. We're under 15s in a semi-final, 17s in a Division 2 final, and we were here. So and a lot of young players in that. So you know what I mean. You need experienced players, and we were lucky to have lads on. The substitutes as well made a big difference. We started to win the ball in the middle of the field where we were struggling. We got a grip on that thing, and then we were able to take our scores down. You know what I mean? Some great scores to win the match at the end.
Absolutely. Martin, we'll let you go and join your team now. Join us here. I'm joined here.
Yeah, we're back here in TG Cusick Park. Myself and Kieran Martin here on the analysis. Kieran, I suppose anything that could be said, we can say about Tubberclair. There's no doubt. I think 4 points is probably the proper winning margin, if the truth be known, after a great battle from St. Lomans, I suppose.
Yeah, they didn't have it as easy as they had earlier on in the championship. I think they bet Lomans well, but I think they knew coming in that they weren't going to get it their own way at the start. And in fairness, Lomans put up a great fight, but you could see just the football in Tubberclair just paid off in the end.
Yeah, and a great team performance by Tubberclair. We have a couple of their players there, Alan Coffey and Niall Walker, a great old soldier, and we're going to have a little interview with them. Ray's over with them at the moment.
Okay, I'm joined here by 2 of the victorious players, Alan Coffey and Niall. Alan, I just said to you there, work.
Jesus, yeah. So it's a touch and go there last couple of minutes, but we played Lomans in the group stages, and I suppose we put up a bit of a score. Completely different team this game, and it was going to be a different opposition, and look, I suppose we're just delighted to get over the line and be back up to intermediate after a long year.
You know, it was a full team and panel effort there, because you brought on subs in the end, and even big man came on in the middle of the field there at half-time. Aaron Curley, I thought he had a big impact, as did all your subs really, Niall.
Yeah, to be fair, look at the lads that probably started, really put in a hard shift, and that Lomans team is very physical, so it took a toll on our players, and be able to bring in big fresh midfielders like over 6 foot is a huge benefit. With pace then the forward line as well was massive.
To where you deserve to be, and you know things can happen at a club and you can slip down, and you know when you do it's hard to arrest and get it back again, but you know you have a lot of potential in that club down there. I know from talking to Martin and everything else, and you know you'll have certainly be looking forward to 2021.
The last couple of years we were caught maybe with a few players retiring, and then we had a very young squad, I suppose. So I think this year probably helped a lot of lads get experience in the championship. Some of the younger players really stood up to the mark. So hopefully now we'll be able to push on and put a bit of a performance in for the intermediate next year as well.
It's not fair to pick out any individuals or anything like that, but I thought in that second half you led by example yourself, scored 2 great points off, let's say, your standing foot, your weaker right foot, but 2 great points.
Sure, look, I suppose I had to do something because I was probably non-existent in the first half. But look, we're just I suppose Niall told me he put the ball into my hand, so the rest of it was done, I think, before I went over the bar. We were lucky supposed to get over the line. We're right to be back into intermediate.
Niall, a very famous name. Your father, Jerry, part of the club and part of the team down through the years. And so we get celebration down around the Glaston area now tonight.
Yeah, but myself and brother like to make our own name, so he's gone now, so it's up to myself and the brother to take it on from here.
Okay, we'll let you go and join the celebration to the Victoria. Thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, we're back here in TG Cusack Park on a red letter day for the men from Tubberclair. Strange scenes, I suppose, Kieran, with no celebrations as such, to the extent that you would see on a normal county final day. I suppose it is a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's completely different, and it's great that they won. I suppose it'll just bring a bit of joy around the place. I know a lot of them are going over. I think Tang had a big screen set up at the pitch, so a lot of Tubberclair were going over to use that. But look, it's great just to get the community together and a bit of lift around the place, because everywhere needs it. The hard times we thought were gone, but they seem to be coming back again.
Yeah.
So, but look, a bit of joy around the place is no harm.
And of course it'll mean very little to the players, no matter what situation it was, just to win a county title, to be back playing intermediate football again, where they feel they rightfully belong. And of course a cluster of teams down there around that country now, Tang and Moat here in the next one, yourselves in Maryland, to Castledaly, back intermediate as well, an awful cluster of teams down around that area. Next year we're going to have an awful lot of local derbies by the looks of things.
Yeah, the intermediate seems to be getting stronger and stronger every year. It's a lot harder to win an intermediate than it is to kind of try and stay up in the level that you want to be in. So if you get up senior, to stay up there is probably a lot easier than try and get up there in the first place.
Yeah, we've said that on numerous occasions, that the intermediate grade is an absolute minefield of football teams, and Tubberclair are back in the mix now, but they're happy to be there at this stage.
Yeah, and look, you see they have a lot of young players there as well. They interviewed Niall Walker there.
Yeah, great old warrior.
A great warrior. I've had my battles myself along the day.
I don't doubt it. I see you have the marks to prove it as well.
But look, we gave as good as we got. So, but they have the youth and they have the experience to drive them on. I'm sure when Niall does retire in the next couple of years or whenever, he'll still be involved highly among the team, because he's that type of person. His father is chairman of the club, and it's just there are a lot of great families like that in Tubberclair, and every club needs people like that behind them.
And every club needs it, and specifically at the current juncture that we're at, with COVID-19 still rampant around the country, to have the GAA as that fulcrum for events and for people to something to look forward to, I suppose, Kieran, more than anything else.
Especially this time, because look, lack of funding, it's hard to get money into the clubs, and every club is probably struggling to get that funding behind them, but they're surviving, and it's because of the people like that the clubs are surviving at the moment.
And it was great to see Junior Hopkins coming on towards the end there. He nearly got a score, I suppose.
Well, look, they're the lads you need to have around, even though
he owes his club nothing. Let's be honest about this.
And he's probably still there training every night. And it's the likes of him that brings on the young lads.
Gary Connaught along the sideline going absolutely ballistic here. Well, there's nothing new with that, I suppose.
Yeah, well,
you would know from past experience.
We're well used to seeing that.
Gary is a very head-up fella, but a great day for him as well to be still involved with his hometown club.
It's a great honour. You could see when lads were going down injured, he was running on and lifting them up. He wasn't letting them lie down just when it was at the crucial point. And again,
some lads might be thinking about him.
No, but they probably will now.
They might have done it to stay down.
Yeah, it will now. But look, they'll enjoy the evening. Again, they'll be going back somewhere as a team, and that's the main thing, that even if you do win or lose, that you go together as a team and you come together as a team.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot, Kieran. You're man of the match. I think we're going to be agreed on this one, but I'm going to put you on the spot for you.
Yeah, it has to be Stephen Mcgonagall, wing back.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with that.
The second half, when they needed someone to stand up, he won 2 or 3 balls he shouldn't have won. He was confident on the ball. He got up and got through and took a score. I'd have to give it to him.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with that. We're definitely in agreement on that. On the St. Lomans side, they had a couple of course at some great performance. Just David Morgan probably went out of it in the second half. He had a great first half, but he got very little ball in the second half, and they weren't kicking it into him at all. Garrett Hickey got an awful lot of ball, and he made sure of everything he got. But the man that was scored in the first half really didn't get in a whole lot of ball in that second half.
You can put that down to probably Tubberclair probably putting a bit more pressure on out the field, that the ball wasn't coming in. They did kick a few balls in, but the Tubberclair back seemed to get out in front, but that can be the back lifted their game or the lads lifted their game out around the middle.
And I thought the introduction of Aaron Curley at the start of that second half into the centre of the field, I thought that had a huge effect. We were discussing it up there in the press box.
Yeah.
I thought he made a huge difference, particularly in that midfield diamond area. Like he got on an awful lot of ball, and if he wasn't getting on it, he was making sure that there was others around him, making sure that they were getting to that ball.
Yeah, he's a big man, a big physical, but he can play football too. You could see Robbie, his brother, a similar type of player.
Yeah.
He scored a crucial free there, very difficult free off the ground.
And at a very crucial junction in the game as well.
I think it either put them 3 points up or 4 points up. So.
And you were just saying up there, if Tubberclair can get the 2 or 3 points up, that they could get home and get it.
Yeah, and they just, in fairness, Lomans battled along, and every time Tubberclair did seem like they were going to pull away, Lomans came back, but once they got the 3 points up, you couldn't see it going any other way.
No, and deserved winners. Let's be honest about this. Nobody can argue. St. Lomans can't argue about it. I thought actually referee Keith O'Brien did a fairly decent job in the game as well. I know he was getting a lot of flack from just under where we were, but I actually thought he did quite a decent quite a decent game.
I've never seen a ref not get a shout at it. But so no matter what decision
you wouldn't do that, of course, yourself. You're not known for that at any stage.
Definitely not.
No.
But in fairness, he let it go. He was fair. There was a few occasions where it could have been borderline a black card, but in fairness, he gave the yellow card and gave everyone that bit of chance. A difficult job,
of course, Kieran. It's easy for us to say we're watching highlights and we're watching replays of everything, but a difficult situation for a referee who's the Johnny on the spot, I suppose.
Yeah, and you couldn't say that he didn't anything wrong today. In fairness, he was fair to both teams. If the advantage was there, he gave it, and if it got to come back, he did, and he was just...
And he didn't lose the game for any side.
No.
As an awful lot of, you often hear this nonsense, like if it wasn't for the referee, this out of rubbish that goes on about it is... It's just not right, in my opinion. It's a tough enough job to do without putting up with that sort of nonsense.
But in fairness to Polly, George throughout the game, there was no game change. There was no game changing opportunity there for him to give. In fairness, it was a good, open, clean game. And you could see by the score, a lot of scores, as we said before the game, it was going to be open.
Yeah.
You could see probably when...
And 15 on 15, no real defensive shape to either of these teams.
And that's it was just up and down.
Behind the ball or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's it. It was just up and down the pitch all day. When Tristan went off for Lomans, they probably didn't have someone there for that injection of pace from the halfway up, which he was bringing in the first half and halfway throughout the second half. And he went off at a real crucial time. Where the Polly Lomans just didn't have the legs then for someone to carry the ball through.
No, they probably didn't, and that was the telling factor. Tubberclair probably were just that little bit hungrier towards the end, and when they got that point in front, they went for the jugular. They didn't try to defend that lead, Kieran. They kept going. They kept trying to increase their lead more than anything.
You could see how much it meant to them when they got them few scores. They turned around and you could see them clenching their fists and shouting and roaring, and they were mad up for the game, and they were mad up for that last few minutes. You could see every point meant everything to them. Yeah,
and look at that's it from us here in TG Cusack Park with our junior final today. Junior final won by Tubberclair by 4 points. We're going to go to highlights from the senior semi-finals and the intermediate semi-finals. We'll be back with you in about a half an hour. But from here in TG Cusack Park, it's Tubberclair who are the Clarkspur Junior Football Champions for 2020. And we congratulate them. Their commiserations to St. Lomans for putting up a brave fight here. And of course, they have the senior final tomorrow. But for myself and Kieran Martin, for the moment, we'll be back with you again here very, very shortly. Thank you very much for tuning in.